This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Jeff, what are you doing September 22nd through the 24th?
I'm going to the Cincinnati Comic Expo.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Hobie listeners, Cincinnati Comic Expo returns to the Duke Energy Convention Center September 22nd through the 24th, 2017. Great guests include Greg Capullo, the artist from Batman, and, just announced, John Ratzenberger. Yep, Cliff Clavin himself. So get your tickets at CincinnatiComicExpo.com and come party with Hobie and Cliff Clavin and Greg Capullo. More artists and guests will be announced on Cincinnati Comic Expo on Facebook. Get your tickets now.
Alright. It's about comic books and movies. Growing up with Rokusuki. Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Man, that sucked. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikinis and Transformer Lamborghinis. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering tales from the crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote
And all
scripts.
right here is no mystery, 'cause it's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 165. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Blake.
Yay, everybody's here.
Hooray!
And nobody's sick. Yay.
Nobody's coughing yet.
Yet.
I'm feeling great. How about you, Jeff?
I feel fine.
Okay, good. Blake?
Scab Jeff.
Scab Jeff is here. How do you feel, Scab?
I feel okay.
Okay, that's good. That's a positive. That's a positive. So nobody's sick. Number one fan Doug is not here. I think he got lupus over the weekend, so he won't be here this week.
I hope he doesn't go to house for a diagnosis because it's never lupus.
What is it?
It's never lupus.
Oh, okay. Is it just all in your mind?
No, it's something different
Okay.
every week, but it's never lupus.
Gonorrhea?
Furry rabies.
Oh, furry rabies is bad. You never want furry rabies.
No.
No. So everybody's here.
It's mostly curable.
Mostly. You're only mostly dead. Everybody's here. It's a great week. Nobody's dead. Celebrities are dead. But nobody here is dead. Everybody's feeling great. Let's start
But
it
what
off.
if you're dead inside?
Oh, I've been dead inside for a long time.
I like how you have to preface it that it's a good week. None of us died.
Yeah, you know. Hey, last year was touch and go with you, Jeff, for a couple weeks. So, you know,
The furry rabies really hit hard last year.
That was 2 years ago.
whatever.
What he said was nobody died, and then he had to correct that
Let
by
me correct
saying none of us died.
Yeah. Nobody died except for the people that are written on our sheet that we're going to be talking about in a little bit.
Right now, how about Bill
All right.
Paxton? Moment of silence. Judge Wapner?
People's Court.
I'll be honest, I didn't know Judge Wapner was still alive. He's
I did.
97.
I knew he was retired. I knew he was dethroned by Judge Judy and a bunch of knockoffs.
Did you see Judge Judy is going to get $200 million for syndication again?
Why not?
They said she has made $150 million to $200 million on each new contract.
And the second most popular court show she produces.
What's that, Divorce Court?
No, it was I forgot the name, The Bench maybe, or the one where I think there's 3 judges that hear a case.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's terrible. I saw it once. And
Are you sure that's just not the Supreme Court?
it wasn't 8.5 judges sitting on the Supreme.
Okay.
That's scraping the bottom barrel of our society,
The
which
Supreme
I have
Court?
a take on later.
The Supreme Court's the bottom of the barrel?
No, not the
Oh.
Supreme
Oh,
Court.
sorry.
Talking about the People's Court and the Judge Judy and the
you see-
the whatever you were talking about, the triumvirate judges.
I would be for Supreme Overlord picking Judge Judy for the Supreme Court. That would be good. I would be excited about that.
You know,
That would probably his approval ratings would probably go up if he
think
did
it
that.
It
approval
probably
ratings
would.
would go up, and actually, you know what? That's right down his alley.
I think it should. Don't get the guy.
exactly Well, I've seen Judge Judy in TV plenty of times. She's well qualified.
That was your Donald Trump?
No, I was just...
No, that was just Blake Edwards.
That was just me just fucking around.
Okay.
I would now be surprised if he
can't-
didn't.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what better? I mean, we elected a fucking reality TV jackass. Why not appoint a
Well,
fucking reality
what's this
TV
wee stuff?
fucking judge? I'm talking about American people as a whole.
We elected Snooki? Oh.
Why not?
Wow.
Why isn't she in charge of the Department of Education, for fuck's sake?
Because she can't spell education.
I don't think the votes can either, but
My God, we went political. Gee, down the hall, people. Down the hall on Stumpy, or what's it called? What's
Culture babble?
No, whatever it's called. Stump. What's our political show?
Soapbox?
Soapbox. There you go.
Stumpy. Went from Stumpy to Soapbox. Wow, that's pretty impressive, Jason.
Neil Fingerton died too from Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, big guy.
He was the Giant.
I think he
7'6".
3 different characters on the show, I think.
Played Mark the Giant. What else did he play?
Stumpy.
He was the second guy to play the Mountain in season 2,
Okay.
Love the
I
mountain.
think. And who did he do in the first season?
The hill. The plateau.
Somebody who was really big in the first season. I don't know. I forget.
He was so good that
think
you forgot.
That one guy.
Okay.
If it's the guy I'm thinking of anyway. There was a guy who played 3 characters in
Well, I'll tell
and
you
one of them
what.
was the Giant.
I'll tell you what. Let's tease that for the audience. While you're at home pausing and looking it up, we'll eventually give you the answer in a couple minutes.
We will. It may not be the right answer.
Oh, we will? I thought we were going to wait till Dev corrected us next week.
I'll get to it. I'm going to do it. Jeff, you're over there eating Subway, so make sure it's not on the mic.
Is that fake chicken?
Well, that's what we
Subway
were
that
talking
you're-
about before we came on the air.
I saw that today.
Subway chicken is 50% chicken,
50% soy.
50% soy.
Allegedly.
In Canada.
Allegedly. In Canada, where they have, lesser food restrictions?
Well, that's right. They tested McDonald's, and that was 84%. And they've asked for a comment. McDonald's
Yeah, they're
goes,
looking for DNA makeup.
Yes.
That's how they came with these percentages. Yeah.
a lab did this. And
they said, well, there must be soy in our chicken.
well, no, McDonald's, their quote or their comment was,
I'm loving it.
we don't release what percentage of ingredients is in our food. It's like, so,
Really?
Yes. So they're like, so you just admitted that it's not all chicken.
Exactly. So you're covering up that you've been serving the world shit. I mean, we all knew you were serving the world shit.
Not
But
the
now we know for a
Hamburglar.
fact.
No, the Hamburglar wasn't. He was trying to steal to take it away from the
Well,
people.
but he knows that it's not shit.
Oh, I thought he did. He was trying to save everybody.
Oh no, Hamburglar's not a good guy.
It depends on your perspective. I kind of feel like a creepy clown is the bad guy. I feel like Ronald is. I feel like he has a van. He's with Shazam.
What is,
Ronald McDonald's probably a child
is he
molester.
trying to
Think
stop
about it.
the Hamburglar?
Yeah, I think so. I could see it.
Just because Ronald is evil doesn't mean the Hamburglar also isn't.
No, actually, you know who's probably the most evil out of that group? It was
Don't say
probably
Grimace.
Mayor McCheese.
Yeah, I think
He
he's
was
just
probably
corrupted.
a creepy child molester, serial killer.
Yeah, I'm going.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm with you.
I think he was taking bribes, to be honest with you. I think he was a little too close to the chicken nuggets. I'll be honest. I think he's a little too friendly with them.
He was probably a bot politician.
He was.
Definitely.
He was
He
in
was.
cahoots with all the horrible things that they did.
Sorry, Grimace. You can't run for vice mayor today. Sorry, Lieutenant Mayor.
Yeah.
That was a big controversy about Grimace running. It's a bad day.
What the hell was Grimace, anyways? He was just a big blob.
He was jizz. Purple jizz from a Smurf.
Still not as bad as automatically going to child molester when you talk about Mayor McCheese.
Well, he had some shady dealings. Have you ever seen Veep? I feel like it could be in there. Could feel like that.
I think Mayor McCheese was the one who came up with the Happy Meal just to help lure kids.
Look, kids,
think so.
it's a Happy Meal. Get in the box.
And like illegal tax breaks or something too. You know?
Oh, yeah. So you're trying to say the McDonald's characters were all secret underground ring of pedophiles?
Probably.
Okay.
Except the Hamburglar.
So yes, because he
the
was the
good
good
guy.
guy. He's like Robin Hood. He's
Yeah.
like Grimace is like Little John.
Grimace was like the big giant snuffleupagus.
Yes.
You know,
I feel like
I mean, but you know, the only clean person out of that whole era was probably the Burger King.
Well, oh no, he's so creepy.
Oh, I think he's
stalker.
leading the thing.
I mean, he would have kids grab onto his jacket and turn his ring and take him to magical places.
Now you talking about King Candy from Candyland board game?
No, I'm talking about the Burger King.
Oh, he is scary. King Candy.
King Candy.
Oh,
King Candy.
Candyland's a creepy game. I
that
played that recently with my kids, and that is a creepy game. I'm not a big fan of it.
Better than the Game of Life.
Good news is Adam Sandler's making a movie of Candyland, so I can't wait for that.
Great.
And I'm not kidding.
The little kid monster in the new Legion reminds me of the Burger King.
We'll talk about Legion here soon.
Okay.
But that thing is creepy. A lot of
Kind of like the Burger King.
yes.
In the same way that the Burger King's creepy.
Yeah.
Adolf Hitler was creepy in that. Now, not Adolf Hitler's usually creepy anyways, but he's really creepy in Legion. He has the giant head at the end. Did you see him?
That was the monster I was talking about. What
Oh,
monster
yeah.
did you think I was talking about?
You're talking about the angry little boy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was talking about the giant-headed thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
I'm
the
talking
angry
about.
little boy.
In the hallway at the very end of Legion, there's one that looks like Hitler.
It's the same one, isn't
Oh,
it?
It is the same one.
Did he
He
have a
knows it's the
mustache
same
in the beginning?
one.
No,
He
actually,
always had the mustache.
Oh, I missed the mustache the first 10 minutes.
He had it in the book in episode 2.
I missed that. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry.
No, you're talking about the angry little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
The
not
book.
a mustache.
Well, it's Shadow or something, but he's got something
Yeah.
under his nose that looks like a
he's
Hitler
like a
stage.
evil anti. The whole poem that from Legion is like an evil anti Shel Silverstein, isn't it? It's written in the same format that Shel Silverstein would write a poem, along with the same graphics that go with everything, like from where the sidewalk ends.
That's kind of funny what you say that, because I read my oldest son. I read him 10 pages of the Shel Silverstein books every night.
Yeah.
My wife and I do before he goes to bed. We finished where a sidewalk ends. We're up in the air, I think it is, up there or something like
Yeah,
that.
next is the angry little boy. You better be careful.
I don't know if I want to finish these books.
No, but seriously, go back and look at where the
Make it
sidewalk
dark.
ends. And
I just read him
Yeah.
10 pages before this.
You know what I'm talking about,
Yeah,
man.
that does make sense.
It
That's
is.
kind of creepy.
it is very creepy.
Great. So I'm going,
But we don't want to kill our Legion feedback and stuff yet. So
I guess I shouldn't have bought him that new book for his birthday. All the angry little boy.
Go Snicker snack.
All it
Well, at
says-
least he's not a child molester.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, I hope not.
That we know yet.
I'm off the subject. Anyways.
What's
Well,
that?
you went right there with McDonald's characters.
We got Ronald McDonald and the Burger King. What's Wendy?
I feel like she was a victim of Dave.
I think she was a victim of child trafficking.
Dave?
Yeah.
I always thought she was kind of hot.
Yeah, you would. You would. I do like redheads, though, so I agree with you on that. Also, good time to tell us, sponsor this week is by McDonald's. Just want to let you know. So that's a good time. We're loving it. We're loving it. Not their food, but, loving their
Hey,
sponsorship.
but you didn't think the Big Mac wasn't fatty enough with all the calories. Now they got the really Big Mac.
They
You
have a
make it even
third
worse.
one. They have 3 of them.
Well, one's a Little Mac or whatever.
A
it's
Little
called.
Mac, a Big Mac, and then the Grand Mac, I think it is.
Hey, just buy, just
I
buy-
want to try the Grand Mac.
Have you ever tried the Baconator from Wendy's?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
I want to, but I know it's not really good for me to eat.
There's
so
no way
just
I can
look
try
at
that.
it
I'm going to
longingly.
die. Let's see.
It's not as good as the Monster Burger from Hardee's.
Oh,
Remember when I made just pull over to the side of the road so we can go to Hardee's?
just to get the Monster Burger or Carl's Jr.'s for some of those.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to Fast Food Talk this week. Let's see. Let's do an up-down.
Hey, breaking notice. It's all bad for you.
No. Up-down. One thing we're up on this week, one thing we're down on this week. I'm going to start down. Traffic. Traffic fucking sucks. I fucking hate people. I fucking hate today. It took me an hour and 5 minutes to get to work. Usually it takes me 25 minutes. Why? Because we had a little rain and people were fucking going 40 miles an hour, and I'm not exaggerating. On the highway, 40 fucking miles an hour. I passed 6 people that were 3 lanes. All of them were kind of like making a wall, and I passed them all. Nobody in front of them. Motherfuckers. Get to
So-
1 lane.
So what you're saying is you're angry at people actually slowing down and being safe.
Yes.
Okay.
No, what
And
he's
you
saying...
passed them in the.
I passed them in the right
shoulder?
lane, actually.
In the shoulder?
I was able to get through, and there's a little break, and I got through on the right-hand lane. No one else.
What he's saying is slower traffic, keep to the right.
Yeah. I walked into work this morning. I looked at my employee and I said, "What do I always say?" And he goes, "You hate people and traffic, and in that order. Thank you very much." Fucking people. If you don't know how to drive in weather, don't drive.
All right, well, I'm going up on my next one I'm down on.
What's that? What are you down on?
I know we try not to get political on this show.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
But our Supreme
We're not shot of
Overlord
history.
in Chief
Yes.
has fucking finally done it.
What's he did?
We need to start the
Finally done
impeachment
it now?
We need to start the
You're late on this
impeachment process right now.
Does he fuck up your shows tonight with his speech?
No, I don't care about that. We're
Okay.
doing this. No, he ordered his steak well done and ate it with ketchup.
I know. He should have done A1 sauce.
There's two things wrong with that.
Seriously, and I cannot have someone who, well, one, the fact that he was eating at a Trump-owned establishment.
Were we as taxpayers paying for it?
I hope not, but probably.
Yes.
But the fact that he will hire chefs that will make a well-done steak in the first place is
wrong.
beyond me.
Medium
That
is the
is
way to go.
wrong.
Medium.
No, medium rare.
Oh, God.
Medium's fine. Medium rare is better, but medium is fine. But well done. Why are you eating steak if you're getting it well done?
Just order chicken.
Or leather?
That'll work.
Leather.
Right.
Or pleather if you're going cost efficient. Pleather is good.
Or
That's
going
the,
Subway because it's
the
only
vegetarian option.
Yeah. Yeah, don't go to Subway and eat chicken. Don't do that.
Unless you're a vegetarian that only eats chicken.
Then you
go
get
to
soy.
Subway
Yeah.
because it's half soy.
Right, and then you cut it in half and eat the soy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's exactly drawn down the
I
middle.
always thought that was kind of weird when they made the chicken for me at Subway. Half of it looked a little different than the other half.
I always knew those were fake grill marks on that chicken, man. That was
Bastards.
bullshit.
Can't believe they do something like that.
Jeff, what are you down on this week?
What do you think I'm down on this
Moving
week?
on, we're doing that.
The Oscars.
Time out.
That's the only reason he's
Flick's
here.
not on Twitter, but my God, the amount of ridicule Scab Jeff got this week.
On La La Land.
It was the greatest Twitter week ever on the Bad Ideas podcast. You can follow us. It was the greatest week ever.
Citizen Kane didn't win a Best Picture Oscar either.
Yeah, and that's overrated too.
But they didn't tell it that it did win and then take it away from it.
We'll get to that. Jeff or Blake, what are you down on?
I'll tell you what I'm down on. In this age of virtue signaling and social justice warrior bullshit and all this other kind of shit,
Oh, geez.
I'll tell you what. If the Cash Me Outside girl gets paid big bucks to get her own goddamn reality show, then there really is no hope for this goddamn country.
Could you tell me what this Cash Me Outside thing is? I've never seen this clip.
Oh my God.
It's some.
She's 13.
Oh God, she's 13.
I think
Yes.
she's actually 16 now.
Oh, 16,
yeah,
okay.
But she was on Dr. Phil.
She was on Dr. Phil like several months ago. Like
Okay.
a couple months ago. Several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And
She's a deplorable child.
one of these kids who have no discipline and is
Well, she's
screaming
been in
about.
fist fights.
I don't even know what she was screaming about, but she
Dropped
was.
outside. Can't speak proper English.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, cash me outside.
She was
outside.
she
How
was
about
screaming about, oh yeah? Well, how about you cash me outside then? Then we'll see.
What
that?
does
Talking
that
to
mean?
her mother to kick her ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Outside afterwards.
I get you.
I think she was saying,
police-
try to catch me outside and I'll kick your ass.
Oh, so
But
meet
she
me at the
says-
flagpole, basically.
Yeah, meet me at the flagpole.
Okay.
It's pretty much it.
I like
police
that.
But just cash me outside.
The police have been called to her house like 50, 60 times in the past 6, 12 months.
Oh, I'm sure she's being victimized.
You know, all that kind of stuff.
She got kicked off an airplane too, didn't she?
Kicked
Yes.
off an airplane.
For punching another
for
passenger.
traveling to the next episode of Dr. Phil because they had her back because, America can't stop watching train wrecks or elect them.
Or Dr. Phil.
Or Dr. Phil, so essentially, and he came back for that, and now she's cash me outside is cashing in.
Well,
And it's horrible. It's despicable. It's deplorable. And I have, this really kills, my faith in humankind.
But how else
As a
will
society-
she ever make money in her life?
sure
On
she'll
her
go to
back.
college, get an education.
Probably.
I stand corrected.
You mean like in construction, Blake, right?
No, she's a horrible person.
Okay. She is going to be, and this is on our Mark
She's gonna do
Wagner
it.
from the
She's gonna
Tangent Bound
do it.
Network.
She's going to do it. And when I said on the back, I was meaning in the family that we shall not name that starts
Yes.
with K.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
In honor of Mark Wagner, because we're on the Tangent Bound Network, he likes this segment, and we're going to do it for him. Stop making stupid people famous.
Stop making
She is
stupid
in the
people
Hall of
famous.
Fame for that.
Yes.
Yes.
And it irks me that the only reason I actually know who she is because I didn't understand a trivia question.
Or the meme.
I didn't even. There was a trivia question about the meme, and I'm like, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Is her 5 minutes up yet? Not even 15. Just give her 5. Can we be done?
She didn't even deserve that.
And with despicable people like that, then what really saddens me is the fact that, you have somebody that does a podcast that essentially tries to accentuate the good things that normal people do all the time. I'm talking about Passerby Podcast.
Yes.
With Matt McDonough. He released his last podcast
Yes, he did.
last week, which I'm hoping is only a temporary break, forever how much time
He had some
needs.
issues. He had some personal issues, and we want to send good karma to him.
Yeah, so we want to send some good karma out for him. So, on my downside is that, he's not doing that kind of stuff anymore.
Passerby Podcast is a great show.
Otherwise known as stick figures with funny hats.
Yes.
What I
So-
always used to call them.
Best of luck to you, sir.
Yeah.
What are you up on? Let's do some positive thing.
What am I up on? I don't know.
You gotta have something.
Pass.
I'm going to do one.
All right, what are you up
Isn't it
on?
my turn?
No, I'm going to go first.
You
You're
go
the
next.
guest. Be quiet.
Oscars. I'm up on the Oscars, especially the Best Picture. It's so awesome.
You were a fan of Moonlight, huh?
Yeah, sure I was. I loved
Yeah.
it. I loved it. It was great.
You know what? Fuck you.
Jeff, what time are we at for that? What's the first fuck you from us?
21 minutes.
That's great. I was hoping for 18, but I'll take 21.
I know what my up was.
What's that?
I made a funny comment with the sole purpose of basically baiting Big Dev, the side guy, to respond.
Yes, on our Facebook page at the History of Bad Ideas.
And he did. He responded.
Yes.
And of course, I had to goad him a little bit, and we had some friendly exchange back and forth, all in good nature.
Yes. You can check us out.
But one of the things I was joking about was how it was how it lost the electoral and all that kind of stuff.
La La Land did.
Did you see? Yeah, La La Land. Did you see on Fox News today?
It actually won more votes.
No, I put it up on the Facebook page under the whole exchange. Fox News actually had a news story titled, "Now Moonlight actually won the Oscars electoral vote."
You know why? Because people listen to our show. I really do think.
I looked at the Facebook page and said, yeah, that's an electoral vote thing. After I joked about it, losing the Oscar electoral, then it's on Fox News today.
The rumor is that the Supreme Overlord is actually pushing back his speech tonight because he has a live feed into our studio, so he's listening to us.
Oh, there's
So
a
that's
bug
why.
in here?
Yes. Well,
Oh,
come
shit.
on. Are you surprised? I mean, come on. Let's be real.
My question is, though, shouldn't the TV stations just stop interrupting their regular program for his speeches by now?
You would for any presidential.
I mean, come on. The Voice is supposed to be on tonight.
Oh.
What's more important?
His speeches do get kind of exciting.
Scab Jeff, what's your up?
Yeah, there's nothing like a good stream of conscious bullshit to listen to where you're like, what the fuck is he saying?
But that's the fun of it. That's what
Exactly,
that's
you're
what's
right,
gonna
that
be
is
on.
the fun of it.
That's what's gonna be on the news for the next 2 days. Like,
You're
what
ab-
the hell was he just talking about?
Exactly. And they give them all the free press. That's the sad part. But anyways, go ahead, Scab Jeff.
I just found out that Black Sails is on Hulu, so I've been watching that. And I'm
Blake
enjoying
likes
it.
that.
I have been watching that since season 1. This is the last season where we're at right now, and we're almost done.
I don't remember Treasure Island at all. It's a prequel to Treasure Island, right?
Essentially a little bit prequel to Treasure Island. There are characters from nonfiction and fiction that they've actually thrown together into this.
Is it connected
Series,
to
Black
Cutthroat
Sails.
Island? Cutthroat
No.
Island with Gina Davis?
Well,
No
the captain
connection
is
to
the
Cutthroat
same
Island.
captain from Treasure Island, right?
So you could say Captain O, my captain.
Smollett?
It was Flint, Captain Flint.
Oh.
Oh, Captain my
But
captain.
if it was Smollett, I just read that on IMDb, so I'm not sure what I'm talking. I don't remember
No,
Treasure Island.
there's Teach, which is actually the real name of Blackbeard, for example. So, if I remember correctly, I'm sure Big Dev, the Psy guy, will
Correct
correct
you.
us. There's actually fictional and non-fictional pirate characters that are in the series, which actually kind of makes it kind of fun.
Is that the case with Treasure Island? Like, was Blackbeard.
Treasure Island was is a work of nonfiction from a Swiss Family Guy.
Well, I know that it's a work of fiction, but do they mention real people?
And he had this
gonna say
Peter
yes.
Pan thing. I don't know.
It's been so long since I've read Treasure
I
Island.
read Treasure Planet. That was a good book.
It's the same thing.
Good book. Good book.
Terrible movie.
I stayed at Treasure Island in Vegas. Does that count?
Yes.
Jeff, what are you up on?
I was very much enjoyed. Will Wheaton apparently was Twitter trolling.
Yes.
Non-political this time.
Uh-huh.
So, but he put out a tweet where something like
Something about Hobie.
something about no, it wasn't about Hobie though.
He did that before.
It was something about it was on Duke where Phil Collins' presence became more apparent. I think Invisible Touch was the group's undisputed masterpiece.
Genesis
It's
masterpiece?
an epic meditation on intangibility. And he tweeted that out. And there were 3 types of responses to that.
Fuck you.
There was one that everyone's like, I agree, I love that album. Oh, Phil Collins is great, blah, blah, blah. There were the, what are you talking about? Genesis died when Peter Gabriel left responses. And then there were the true responses that said, I love American Psycho. That's a great movie. So only about a third of the people got the tweet.
So
And
that's your up?
that was my up. It made me laugh for probably about an hour.
Real quick, we're on the Tangent Bound Network. We're on WeBeGeeksPC.com. And along with a lot of great other podcasts, we're on nerdly.co.uk for British folks.
For all you wankers out there, eh?
G'day, chaps.
Oh, bigger!
Bloody hell!
Are you cheeky monkey?
Yeah, you are. And
Oh, we can't say the Queen C word.
That's right. We're on Geek Life Radio, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, geekliferadio.com every Friday. So, everybody, thanks for listening. If you like our show, or even if you don't, please go give us a 5-star review on iTunes. That helps us out. And we're on Facebook at The History of Bad Ideas, Twitter at Bad Ideas Podcast, on Tumblr at Bowling Ball, Hobie, something.
No, it's I think
We haven't
History of
figured
Bad
Tumblr out
Ideas.
yet still.
And
On Tumblr, type in History of Bad Ideas, and hopefully it'll take you
Yeah.
to our Tumblr page.
XXX.
What's our email?
What's our email?
It's hobiepod@gmail.com.
That's right.
We only check it twice a year.
Yes. And then third time.
Ooh, I already got the yearly quota then.
Do it again. I saw Mascots on Netflix, the Christopher Guest documentary. I finally watched it.
And?
The first half was okay. The second half, once they start getting to the show in that, was very funny. It's about a Mascots World Championship, and it's in the Christopher Guest, Best in Show type.
Was it as good as Best in Show?
No. Best in Show, I think,
Great
might still be his best one.
Mockumentary, yeah.
This is Spinal Tap is up there too. Don't get me wrong, but
he
That
didn't
wasn't
direct that.
Christopher Guest.
no,
He was
but,
in it, though.
Was he?
yeah,
Wasn't he? Yeah, he was one of the
he was all
guys.
Yeah, he was included, but
What? No, yeah, I think.
I thought he was.
Now I'm getting confused.
No. Anyways, no, it was for Netflix. It's free. Go check if you have Netflix. I mean, it's included, obviously. Go check it out. It's a fun one. It gets better. Parker Posey's character and her sister actually were the most annoying people in it, and I like Parker Posey. Characters were god awful. It was cringeworthy for that part. I also, after that, I watched a documentary about Ashley Madison. The website for affairs. It was on Netflix. It's 45 minutes. It was about the leak or the hack and all the names coming
all
out.
the names came out. Tapping
Yes.
the credit cards.
And how they were basically Ashley Madison's parent company was involved in all these other websites like Cougar Life, MILF, Sugar Daddy, all these other websites.
You know we're on the air, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Is your wife going to listen to this?
Oh, she was on the couch
Watching with them.
She's in bed next to him watching.
So
Does that say Christopher Guest?
It does
As
say
Nigel
Christopher-
Tufnell?
look at you go, Jared.
Okay.
Actually,
Nigel.
You had me confused that it wasn't him, and I'm like, I thought it was.
I'm not sure I knew what Christopher Guest actually looked like.
married to Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, so I would
Wouldn't
not.
you be then Jamie Lee Guest?
Anyways, I would not recommend watching Ashley Madison documentary. It wasn't really well done, but it's just kind of interesting. It boggles my mind how many.
Was there any
people-
nudity?
I was just
No.
about to
Oh yeah,
ask
there
that.
was actually. There was a little bit. The funny thing is though, they talked to this guy and he's like, I'm divorced. At the time, I didn't have time to do these dates. And he's like, you know what? You know what it is
I
going
just wanted
into
to
it.
hook up.
Yeah. He's
Because
like,
I was too old for Tinder.
he's like, I was newly divorced. I didn't have time. I was working a lot. I had, partial custody of my child, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, I went on this. He's like, in the 2 years I was there, I think I talked to 200 people, in quotes.
200 profiles?
Yes. And he's like, only, I think one of them was real. I actually got to talk to in person because most of them were bots that were just talking. So, but it was just kind of interesting.
Just a lot of clickbait.
Yes. So just something new. Anything else? Curse of Oak Island. Did you watch that, Jeff? Blake, whatever your name is?
Yeah, the Curse of Oak Island finally.
How
had
is
a
it?
2-hour finale episode in which
They found the
they
treasure?
didn't find shit.
Was it a series finale?
Yes.
Oh!
No, for the season.
Oh, okay. Well, of course you gotta come back now.
They found a lot of wood.
Oh. Was Remy LaCroix there?
Wood.
I found your wood.
No booty. But they did find a button. Woo!
Like a button
And they
you
did
press,
find
or
some
like
And Button said, I like Ike.
And they did find some brackets and stuff. The thing is that I've been watching this now, the fucking show for 5 years, right? Or how many years? Since the beginning. I mean, it is really interesting. There has been stuff that's been done on the island that has been forgotten about or not documented. And then, about 100 plus years ago, people started getting interested, saying, hey, there's something here.
especially screenwriters.
So they've been pursuing what they believe to be this treasure. And the problem is how to get to it and how to get it out. And they've got all these great theories that some of them are actually kind of legit. A number of them are just like oddball stuff. But the thing is, somebody's been there and they've done something weird because their final dig hole went down 150 feet, and that's where they found this button, a British military button, and where this wood is. So somebody in the past several hundred years has been on the island, and they've dug really, really deep. And of course,
Just
what
to hide
it
the
is,
button.
just to hide the button. That's right. But seriously, so it is really cool. I mean, there's a lot of stuff about it. I mean, even as it turns out, FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt had been there a couple times on as a company,
And he dug deep?
exploratory company looking for treasure. Yeah, exactly, because there's so many things that point to treasure and lore that's there.
Did they find his
Except for the fact
Is it
that
wheelchair
it has-
accessible?
I was just going to say, did they find his wheelchair tracks?
This is before he had his polio sticks.
No. That's true. Good job. So they had...
As I can wheel our past title in.
Are you sure it wasn't the other Roosevelt, the one that did all the
Teddy?
adventuring and things like that?
No Rough Riders. No.
That's the name of Remy LaCroix's new video.
Yeah.
Rough Riders.
Good callback.
Thank you.
I'll keep doing it throughout the entire episode now.
You see that horse? I beat it. Then I turn it into glue. Then I use the glue for a school project.
And
then
then
I go
beat
back.
that.
And then I beat that. Twitter poll of the week. What is your favorite Bill Paxton film?
And wait, I thought we were doing Bill Pullman this week.
No, it's Bill Paxton.
Oh,
Oh, shit!
That's right.
No, I'm kidding.
that's why the Serpent and the Rainbow isn't on here.
Oh, my Spaceballs is not my number one anymore.
Quick thing, we're on Twitter right now, and we live tweet during the show, and Matthew McDonald from Passerby Podcast just said to Scab Jeff, poor Jeff, because he feels bad for you about the ridicule you're going to get this week. Twitter poll of the week, what's your favorite Bill Paxton film?
Bill Pullman.
No, not Bill Pullman.
You've seen Jeff, your brother put that thing up about the
Yeah.
Bill Paxton passed away. There's a picture of Bill Pullman,
Pullman.
which I do get them mixed up.
Let's see.
Well, the funny part was somebody said that's not right.
Yes, your brother trolled
My brother
somebody.
told somebody, and she ran with it.
Yes.
She's like, but that's Bill Pullman, not Bill Paxton. He's like, huh? And you're like, but no, see, this is a picture, and that's Bill Paxton on the right. He's like, I don't get it. And she just kept arguing.
The films were Aliens, Tombstone, Weird Science, and Twister. The Chubby Checker movie. So, let's see.
Chubby Checker and the Fat
In last
Boys
place, with 4%
are
of the
doing
vote.
the
Hey,
twist.
quiet.
Oh, what?
4% of the vote, Weird Science. Kind of surprised. I feel like the people on the tweeters don't remember that movie.
People on the tweeters are too young to
Yep.
know the greatness of weird science.
Third place, 20.
Boingo Boingo on the soundtrack.
Third place, Tombstone with 23%. Very upset by that. In first place, winning 41 to 32%. Over second place, Twister beat Aliens as his favorite film. Their favorite film.
And that's probably the only movie I never saw.
I've been let down by the people,
I did not expect people to vote for Twister.
let alone 41% of them.
I don't know. And we had a high turnout for this poll, and I was not very happy with this. So, come on, Twitter, do better.
Out of those movies, Bill Paxton is probably in Twister the most out of them.
Yeah.
He's
Star of
kind
it,
of side roles in the other ones.
But here's the thing.
That's why I voted for Twister in the poll.
Yeah, that's what when we get to our top 5, which is about Bill Pullman. I mean Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Paxton.
And it said best movies when it should have been best roles.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, that would have been a completely different list for me.
So I said, "Fuck it, I'm doing my own thing."
We're going to pull La La Land.
So I got
and say,
my best-
fuck it.
that's
Aliens won the poll. Aliens won the poll. Congratulations, Aliens. We're pulling.
Can we let Tombstone win?
Oh, yeah, we're going Tombstone. I like Tombstone better. There you go. Anyways, let's get to...
Aliens is a better film
Actually,
than
we just
Tombstone.
won up the Oscars. We just changed our winner twice.
Yeah!
That's it, weird science. You win.
No, let's not go crazy. Let's get to the Oscars. Why Scab Jeff, film critic, is here. Scab.
I am proud to say I didn't watch one fucking minute of that show.
You did kind of miss out. If you had to watch one Best Picture
The very
presentation.
last 15 minutes, that was the only thing worthwhile.
I put it up on our Facebook page. So, here we go. Scab Jeff. Your favorite film ever was Bye Bye Love. Was La La Land.
It still is.
You're right over there. Where are you building? Where are you crying?
I'm trying not to be too much noise on the mic while I throw my garbage
What's
away.
he eating, Blake? Help
Throwing
me out.
away his Subway.
And I did say that it definitely had the best production design,
Yes. Well, let's get to it.
cinematography, and director of all time.
Warren Beatty, looking really rough, gave the card to Faye Dunaway, and she stated La La Land won. Unfortunately, it
She
was
paused first, and then
Yes.
she's like,
Well, he
"Screw it."
paused, he read it and looked around, and we're like, is he having a stroke? And then he looks again, looks behind him, then hands it to Faye Dunaway.
so. La La Land did not win after the guy was doing a 50%. It was 50% through his acceptance speech.
Well, they're on the third guy.
Yes.
The third producer
They
was
said,
talking.
Yeah.
Who said, and none of this
Won.
matters because we didn't really win.
So Moonlight won. I will say the producers of La La Land did a great job. Very cordial and very
They
respectful.
were
of how
cordial, but I thought he should have said, hold on, we didn't win. Let's calm down so they can read the real winner instead of just...
I think he did the
confusing
best
people.
he could. I have no issue with that.
But yeah,
So,
He probably saw Moonlight and saw how poorly filmed it was.
you know what?
poorly
It was well written.
cinematographed.
It was well acted, but it was worse than Cloverfield or Blair Witch with camera movement.
Okay, so
This Oscars making up for the Oscars So White last year.
they did. They did.
That's the whole...
Yes, because Emma Stone is so not white.
Or Asian, for that matter. Because remember when she caught all that heat for playing
Yeah.
the Asian character?
In the Hawaii movie with Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, whatever the hell that was.
It was a gay African American drug dealer movie. And
Moonlight.
Moonlight,
No,
yeah.
Was there an immigrant in it?
There
Because then we
was
hit all
not.
the hot topics.
But it was all that, and it was good. It was very well written. But I had seen just recently Menace to Society, and it's a better film with the same theme, except for the homosexual thing. But for the rest of it, it has the same themes, and it wasn't up for any Oscars.
I'm just
And-
happy Cottonmouth won.
And La La Land was so good, and it's
You know what, though?
so ridiculous that didn't win Best Picture.
It was only the second best film of the year. Here's the best part.
We don't even know that.
Oh,
No, we don't know if it
Yeah,
was
it's true.
second in the...
It could have been the 9th best.
so 3 years ago, you came on our show when we were babies, and you got about 28% right on the Oscars.
I think I'm close to 50%
all
this
your
year.
picks, yeah.
My guess is
year-
48%.
Last year, you were 80 to 85% right.
It was a hot year for you.
Yes.
In my defense, I also was sure that Hillary would win. So this is not my year.
Her documentary did for the Razzie. Okay.
Oh, I'm about to say OJ won the documentary.
So this year, your poll, your listing, we looked at you and the Dip Man for film criticism. Next year, I think the Dip Man's going to have to compete with you. He doesn't see as many movies as you, but he's going to compete with you next year for the Oscars. Here we go.
Actually, you know who'd be even funnier? Nick Carmesino, since he doesn't go to any
GIMP would be
movies.
good. That's true. We might go with the GIMP next year.
Or maybe get Neil. Get Neil's opinion.
Neil from Dark
Yeah,
Angels.
you know, we can have like Nick would be actually like the office secretary who's in the NCAA March Madness poll.
Yes.
Who has
Okay.
no idea about college basketball, but fills bracket sheets out anyways.
And
Neil
usually
would-
comes in third.
Neil
Yes.
would pick everything in Star Wars to win. So, this year, though, drum roll,
Come on, over 50%.
you hit 12 out of 24. 50% exactly.
Flat 50.
You struggled in the lower categories.
I don't believe what won the
You lost
live
Best
action
Actor.
short.
You lost Best Actor.
You got
But that was what won me all the money. I mean, all the props at our, our Oscar
now
party.
you guessed the Suicide Squad for makeup, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, that
But
one.
not for
But
the
not,
money.
but not,
You know what
but
you
not for
didn't
the
pick?
props.
You know what you didn't pick, though? You were incorrect on sound editing. You know what did win? Arrival. That is now Oscar winner.
Oscar-winning Arrival.
I'll give it the sound. Yeah, that movie sounded great.
And at that point during the night, Arrival had won more Oscars
Yes.
than La La Land had.
At one point, Suicide Squad had more Oscars than La La Land.
Suicide Squad still has as many Oscars as Leonardo DiCaprio
That's true. And 3-6 Mafia.
and Eminem
Yeah, you gotta lose yourself. But more than Brittany Murphy. Aw.
Oh, and she
and
can't
Tara
get
Reid.
anymore.
Tara Reid was really upset at the party
Well, you know.
because she liked La La Land as well.
Yeah.
Tara Reid just gave me dirty looks at the party all night long.
Is it
And
really
I tried to say, it's Jason, not me.
Do her eyes go opposite ways like her breasts do?
No,
Oh,
because
okay.
well, I don't know, because neither of her eyes would look at me.
Do you think if
at
she
me.
gets kicked by a mule, her breast will go back? Do you think
Possibly.
it would be like cross eyes? You know, you get kicked by a mule, they go back.
Yeah, because that actually works for
Christmas-
cross eyes too.
Christmas Vacation taught me everything.
She was all ready to come on the show too.
Oh, she can come on. Never mind. Anyways, let's
Show
see.
has reached a new low.
Yes.
That's a new low.
That's a little. Have you heard the Worsley
Not
stories?
Mayor McCheese being a child molester.
Well, he's Republican, probably, so yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Down the hall, Soapbox, a.k.a. Stumpy, on the
Sorry.
Canadian Podcast Network. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just kind of funny because you guessed La La Land for a lot. They did win a lot. Not Best Picture, though. That was not the big one they won.
No.
Did anyone else see Denzel when he lost the Academy Award? He did not look happy. Did you notice that?
I did not.
What,
Of course, he
Fences?
Yeah, he lost for Fences to Casey Affleck, and Casey, who looks like a hobo, he was like, you know, everything I learned about acting, you know, growing up was from you, Denzel. And he pointed to him like, you know, thank you. And Denzel looked like, seriously, he was going to beat him. He looked like he was on Man on Fire, the movie.
That's because Denzel doesn't like Casey Affleck because he's like a
Wife
sexist
beater.
Well, Casey Affleck allegedly has some issues.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
There's some lawsuits out there
And I do like Casey Affleck
as an actor.
as an actor.
Yes.
That's all I know him for.
I only like him as Ben's younger brother.
He's like the Ray Rice of acting. Anyway,
But he was great in
I just
Good Will
assumed it was a
Hunting.
coincidence that he had the same last name as Ben.
Yeah.
Anyway, real quick, we'll wrap up this Oscars here because it's great that Jeff got a mean 50%. Let's
More
see.
than he thought he was getting.
Costume design lost to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
That almost cost him the prize at the Oscar
recognition.
party.
The recognition. Let's see here. Zootopia won for animated feature.
Everyone
I
at the
had
party
that.
picked that.
Should have been Moana. Let's see.
No, it should have been the Red Turtle.
Let's see. You picked The Salesman as a foreign language film.
Stupid salesman.
Jeff did not.
I did very poorly.
And I
Oscar
told him
pick.
there's a bunch that aren't Middle Eastern and one that is Middle
No,
Eastern.
you told me there were 4 Middle Eastern ones.
No, I said you should pick the one that's the Middle Eastern one, and I read you their country of
Because of
origin,
the president.
and you picked the Danish one.
So if the Supreme Overlord was picking, the German film would have won.
Probably.
Okay.
I picked the one that was actually nominated for another award, thinking, well, people nominated it for something else. It's got to be good.
Could you explain to me how the documentary feature OJ Made in America won? That was not in theaters, correct?
It would
It
have.
was on ESPN.
It had to have been in theaters at some point.
It was
7-hour
phenomenal.
snooze fest.
It's on Hulu. It's
on Netflix,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but
you
it
see it,
is
Blake?
phenomenal.
I lived through it.
Well, yeah, I know. I
On
did.
TV, for fuck's sake.
It was very well done. It's one of the best documentaries I've seen.
We haven't started. We were thinking about
All right, so
starting.
after seeing the documentary, Scab Jeff, is OJ guilty or innocent?
Your thoughts.
It doesn't really focus on that, but they
No,
seem
it just
to
focuses on the race issues and the things at the time.
they seem to lean towards he was probably guilty.
Oh, he is guilty. You know, and the only reason that the jury let him off is because they couldn't understand the science behind DNA.
Well, it's
but
still-
anyways, go
No. He was probably guilty, but that still didn't mean they weren't making and planting evidence.
There's some issues.
There's issues all around. with that
You
game.
can't
There's-
convince me that there wasn't planted evidence.
Allegedly.
No, not even
Sure.
allegedly.
But how is his DNA there? That's all I want to know. The blood, his blood. It was his blood.
He was walking by the house and got sick and threw up, and that was.
How he cut his own finger.
Yeah, when he went to
It was
Sorry,
Furman.
yes.
It was all Furman.
Yeah. His blood was there because they planted it there.
Oh yeah, they planted his blood there.
If making a murderer has taught me anything, is there's never any conspiracy.
Blame it on the mentally.
His blood was right next to the keys, next to the bedstand.
They did.
Why did they let Cato off?
They did. You
How
know,
did they let Cato Kalen out?
Cato should have been charged. He was mentally challenged.
He was hardly in it. He was maybe mentioned once.
Just like life.
In
Cato-
7.5-hour
like
documentary. He was
Cato
maybe
should have been in
mentioned
it for half of it.
once. Maybe
He's the
mentioned
star.
Let's get some listener feedback.
Yeah, all right. So you're gonna make me do listener feedback. Okay, that's fine.
I'll do it if you want me to.
Segment.
Yeah, go ahead. Start it off.
All right. Listener feedback from Doug.
Number one fan.
Can't give yourself a nickname.
It's like clockwork.
What do you think of the Nintendo Switch video game lineup?
Nintendo Switch comes out Friday.
All right. Except for the one guy who already got it.
Oh, there was a guy that got it.
Oh, yeah. Like somebody accidentally, he pre ordered it and it accidentally got mailed to him.
That's
so he got a
awesome.
Nintendo Switch, but there's no games to play for it.
Ah, that's even better.
He can go through the menus, is all he can do.
And he can update it, so that's good. He's ready to play come Monday,
Yeah,
Friday.
he'll be ready to play, yeah.
I'm excited about it. I'm not buying it. I barely have time for the PlayStation right now.
Do they have any of the
Outside
like, I
of
was looking
Zelda, what
They
do
have
they have?
Zelda.
They don't have Mario or Mario Kart. Do
Not
they?
yet. Mario Kart's coming.
Sometime.
Yes, Just Dance is out there,
Just Dance.
which is not a good thing. Like that's that's
But
your
it's
big premiere.
dance, yeah.
Yeah.
I win Just Dance.
There is a game like We Play that's kind of out, but it's the Switch version of it.
Play? What's We Play?
Wii Sports. I
Wii
was
Sports,
talking
that
about.
type of thing. So,
Wii Sports
Okay.
sucks, by the way.
Just
They're
because
like running around with little digital athletes with giant peanut heads.
No, it was bowling. It was all
bowling.
about the
It was all
bowling. and the
bowling.
I'm
tennis.
glad you said peanut heads. I thought you were going with penis for a second there. I was a little worried about that.
Jason likes to go with the penis and doesn't like when you get in the way.
No, that was the Wii porn.
Blaster Master Zero launches on March 9th. It's a 1988 sorry. So I'm suffering a stroke here. Original Nintendo game from 1988. They remastered it.
Okay.
Yeah.
March 9th. So it's not even launching the same time the system is.
Correct. Let's see here.
Was that the game that Eugene was playing on The Walking Dead this week?
No, he was playing Yours Revenge.
That's Atari, not Nintendo.
That was the only good thing about that episode. That was a rough episode.
No, it makes sense though. I kind of like it, but we can talk about it later. Yeah.
Bomberman is out there.
Or
Just
Super
Dance,
Bomberman.
and Skylanders. There's a new Skylanders. Let's see here. Coming up, let's see. Splatoon 2 will be coming out this year. Let's see. There is a new version of Mario Kart coming out later this year. There's not many outside of Zelda. There is not.
Wow.
April is Mario Kart. Mario Kart. So there's not many.
So they don't even have 10 games lined up yet?
I think Minecraft I saw there was a Switch version of Minecraft.
Not yeah. Okay, here we go.
The only thing they can focus their games on are new 8-year-olds that were too young to play the original Mario Kart and Wii Sports.
The thing is, though, like, I like the Nintendo brand. I like it. It's fun. But after a while, you're just buying the systems for the updated versions of Mario Kart and that. It's like,
Well, that's
let's do
exactly
some
it,
new.
yeah.
Splatoon was great because it was a brand new game. But, like, you got to get some third-party developers, and supposedly they are.
Rogue Squadron was
Man,
great for the GameCube.
You know what the last good Nintendo game was? Tecmo Super Bowl 2.
That was Nintendo. Was that? Oh, I guess.
The regular NES.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's saying they haven't had any good innovation since.
No, Ikaruga was a great game.
How many times can you do Mario
Rogue
Brothers?
Squadron
Apparently
was a
lot.
great game.
I like the idea of the Switch that you can take it with you. It's kind of fun like that.
So you can be
007,
So you can be
GoldenEye.
completely antisocial in your life.
Have you
so
met
you
me?
have to not fucking interact with anybody.
I don't want to talk to anybody.
You're right. That was
You play the game on your TV,
Yeah.
play the game on your phone, play the game on your computer, play the game at school.
It's going to be interesting to see how it sells. I'm intrigued by that. I don't think we're going to get one, but
I don't think Nintendo understands what people want with their portability. They've already got their phone.
well, their 3DS is one of their their best seller, and a lot of people will buy the 3DS even with phones and that. But I don't think you're going to you're not going to connect it. I don't think you're going to be able to.
And even if it's portable, it's still kind of big for a portable
It is.
thing.
It is. Okay, so there you go, Doug. We actually answered it.
Oh, and Doug also goes on to say, Jeff couldn't win a floppy,
Scab Jeff.
and La La Land lost Best Picture. Is Scab Jeff the kiss of death?
I'm thinking that La La Land was just too early for its time.
Uh-huh.
And in another 5 years, people will realize that this is the best movie ever made, and it will go down in history as this. Like you won't remember what was nominated for Best Picture for the last 20 years, except for La La Land.
I feel like it's going to go down the Crash route. Like, why was this nominated?
Yes.
Yeah, my
That's what
question
happens
is,
with a lot of the Oscar nominated
You know what?
winners.
Did you hear a lot about
10,
the
15,
artist?
20 years that go down the line, everybody looks back and go, that movie actually sucked. Why did it win?
Why did the artist win?
Exactly.
Fuck that
too.
movie.
But this wasn't terrible. This was wonderful.
Beg to differ. I
You
saw the previews.
You didn't see it.
I saw the previews. That's
You didn't
enough.
see it.
And I saw some video
I saw
at
the
the
pictures
Oscars.
on IMDb, and that was enough for me.
Yeah, thank you.
now, so my question is, will this go down as La La Land will be more famous for not winning it because of the whole thing
Yes.
than Moonlight will be for the one that won?
Moonlight will never be remembered, but La La Land will.
like
for
a
being
Jean Van de
mistaken.
Velde dying
Correct.
at the golf thing where no one remembers who actually won, but they remember Van de Velde completely melted down.
Yeah.
Vandalay?
Yes, Art Van de Velde.
Moonlight is really groundbreaking in a lot of ways. It's the first
But will it be
LGBT
remembered?
movie that won. It's the first movie without any white actors at all who's
thought-
ever won.
Wait a
What about
minute.
Brokeback Mountain, wasn't that first?
That
It didn't
Didn't
win.
win.
It should have won that year.
Oh.
Oh no, Tootsie didn't win either. Never mind.
Tootsie didn't?
You mean the Rocky
He
Horror
won-
Show
or-
didn't win an Oscar?
She won. I'm sorry, Jessica Lange won.
And
for
that wasn't
Tootsie.
LGBT.
T. He dressed up as
But
a
not-
woman
but not
and
as-
lived as a woman.
Mrs. Doubtfire won.
But not,
There you go.
but not as a sexuality type of thing.
Oh, I thought Mrs. Doubtfire was very sexy. She was there. She was grooming. She was bidding on. Oh, man, she was twerking. Oh, my God.
There was a gay guy in the world according to Garp.
So we got-
And somebody lost their penis. in
But
that
again,
movie.
it didn't win Best Picture. And I don't think that's true.
What about the
the
gay guy in
focus of it.
Casablanca, though?
I think Mrs. Doubtfire won Best Picture. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I won't be right until I'm proven wrong.
Mrs. Doubtfire did not win Best Picture.
Sorry, I won a Golden Globe. Sorry.
Probably could have.
For drama. For drama.
Well, it wasn't funny, so it wouldn't have been for
There you
comedy.
go. Jeff, keep going. What do we got?
Oh, next we've got Chris from 365 Flicks.
Good day, mate.
366 this year.
No,
Oh,
that was
wait, 364.
New Year.
Yeah.
It's 364.
We don't lose a day
5.
this year.
Okay.
Do you know how math works?
You know, for a year I kept saying 366 flicks. You know, it's hard to break old habits. Don't they take a day off this year?
Maybe.
364. There you go.
Do you think Goldberg, in parentheses, Oldberg, wins the Universal title on Sunday? And are you going to organize the riots if he does?
He beat Kevin Owens at Fastlane this week. It's going to be awful. It's a horrible idea to put it on a part-timer. He then loses it to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Another part-timer.
Yes. And the only way that could work, first off, Goldberg shouldn't win it. Kevin Owens should keep it and face Jericho. Jericho should win it at WrestleMania. But
Ooh, Owens v. Jericho? That would be cool.
Owens turned on him last week.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
and
then
beat
it
the
wouldn't
shit
be
out
cool.
of him.
It would be cool if they fought each other as friends.
My issue is that...
They probably will, because you guys know this is all staged, right?
Do you know
This is
Game of
fake.
Thrones is staged?
This is fake.
Do you know Game of Thrones is staged?
Game of Thrones is fiction.
Do you know Curse of Oak Island is staged?
That's non-fiction.
Oh, look, we found a button. Okay.
What? Get your story straight.
It's from
They found
TJ
wood.
Maxx, the button, okay? That's okay. Okay, moving on. But yeah, he should not win it, but they're going to give it to him, which is ridiculous.
So are you going to start the riots then?
Yes.
Okay. So this
be
Sunday,
careful.
Jason is rioting.
No.
Don't do it in Arizona.
I was
Because they passed a law where
they can be arrested.
they'll take your property if you've been destroying public property, which makes sense. I like that.
I don't mind that. Just don't destroy public property. Just
Just
protest.
Can I destroy
Protest.
other people's private property?
No.
Without them taking mine?
Yeah, like if the British came with their tea,
I'm wondering about that.
throw that into the harbor.
The 365 Flicks guys are coming in September.
I mean, if I
they better be
smashed
bringing some
in
tea.
a
be bringing-
Starbucks window,
And some
that's not
taxation
public
without
property.
representation.
That's,
Yeah, we're not standing for that. No taxation without representation.
That's right.
yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. Chad from Envy Studios at Chad NV.
Do we figure out if he's from Nevada?
He's Canadian.
Nova Scotia?
New Victoria?
Yeah, I'm going with all this.
New Victoria.
Is anyone else getting bored of The Walking Dead or just desensitized?
Blake?
What drew me to The Walking Dead was the fact that Rick woke up.
Zombies?
Well, zombies.
I'm
But you
glad-
didn't know why or how. It's just like one of those cool things where you wake up, you're like, oh shit.
Oh, you mean like they did in 28 Days Later, a decade beforehand?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You know, so
A
I thought that was
it
kind
that?
of cool.
Was it that old?
I'm guessing mid-90s.
Plug it in.
It starts off, yeah, it is kind of in a denouement. It's in a refractory period right now. Because you really think about it, they had the big orgasm in episode 1, you know, with Negan.
That everybody bitched about that was too violent.
Was too violent that they whacked 1 and whacked 2. Now everybody's upset that they're not getting whacked anymore.
Yeah.
Probably.
It jumped the shark as soon as the trough
Zombies
scene
talked?
and
Oh, wait.
the trough scene and what's it?
Terminus.
Terminus.
Yeah.
That's where it jumped the shark.
I thought the Eugene episode could have been condensed to 25 minutes and be done with it. I do like that he could be a bad guy. I like seeing somebody actually turn and not just playing around with it. Make him actually be a fucking savior. I like that. I like him having some confidence with it.
Wait,
But
if
he
he's
would
a
go
savior, he
back
can't
as
be a
soon-
bad guy.
He is going to go back as soon as.
As soon as he's just.
But how cool would it be if
He's
like
just a pussy, but I like him.
if you're equating
So you're
Negan,
saying you like pussy?
pussy gala. Like Negan, if he's the, I'm just using it as like if he's the Nazi, you know, if he's Hitler, Eugene could be like the Dr. Death guy.
Why are you bringing this Trump shit in?
No. I'm just saying he could be the mad scientist on the bad guys. I like it. I like that part.
Joseph Mengele?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It actually fits his character because his character is a survivor, and he did lie
And he just evolves.
originally in order
We're all
to,
survivors.
stay
Yeah,
with
yeah,
what's
yeah,
his name, Mutton Chop, dude.
Yeah. Abraham.
Abraham and
Yeah.
his crew. You know, with the whole human genome thing, and he starts pulling that off again, and then
I'll be honest, I didn't care about Dwight's story. I would have much rather watched yours revenge for 25 more minutes.
Dwight's a cold-hearted
Yeah, he is.
prick, ain't he?
Turned on the doctor, and that was a fun scene with the Negan. Threw the
Yeah.
doctor into the fire pit. That was
Yeah,
fun.
it's like holy crap.
Yeah.
Should we have said something about spoiler alerts?
Oh, spoilers.
Spoiler alert!
This was only 2 days ago.
That's fine. When the
And the
show
Oscars were on at the same time.
yeah, it was.
Oh, we didn't yell spoiler alert for the Oscars, though.
Yeah.
People might not have heard.
You went to our Facebook page, you would have found it, everything.
But yeah, I expect it to start picking up momentum because they
hope so.
got to do the big Negan battle, right?
I think the final episode this year is going to be them all getting ready to attack his thing, and then it's going to go to the black, and then it won't pick up until next year.
Did you see the memes with the leader of the dark character with her
the trash people?
yeah, the trash
Yeah.
people, with her bangs.
Yeah.
They replace his face with what's his name from Dumb and Dumber.
Lloyd?
Yeah,
I like it.
that was pretty funny.
I like that.
Walking Dead would be redeemed for me if Rick and everybody attacks the Saviors and the Saviors win and kills everybody off but Eugene.
I think that would be hilarious, and I would be for that.
I would be totally
I still-
for that. It would completely redeem the series. And
I would
then
have no issue killing-
Negan becomes the main guy, and then new people come up from the Saviors, and maybe they overthrow Negan, but it doesn't matter anymore because it's back to being good.
Negan is kind of becoming the lead role in the comic books, and he's redeeming himself in the comic books. So
Also, it's the story of how Hitler redeemed himself.
he's still an
it's the
asshole.
story of Jamie Lannister.
Who's that?
Oh.
Yeah,
But
that
that's
the wall?
actually an interesting story.
yes it is.
No, it isn't. Anyways, let's go. Keep going.
We are now corrections, starting with...
Big Dev the Psy Guy. Dev. Big Dev the Psy Guy. Dev.
And he tells us Kubo is stop motion. Makes perfect sense to be up for visual effects.
We're talking about Kubo, the show last week.
Kubo and the Two Strings,
Yes.
the movie, up for visual effects.
That's ridiculous. That's like saying that Star Wars Rebels has the best visual effects because they have Star Destroyers blowing up and then people do it.
I don't think that was
Stop.
a good
How is stop motion make visual effects any?
Well, it's not like CGI. It's actually like they're actually moving it. I don't know.
The problem is when you're
So
watching,
it's like actual, since it's actual film and not drawn on a piece of paper and taking a picture
I
of
don't know, I
actual
got
film of the cell.
the
or
problem
whatever.
is with stop motion. If you're watching stop motion, you start blinking really fast, you can see the stop motion.
If you blink as fast as the projector goes.
There's the frame rate.
Yeah.
I got bored with my explanation halfway through it, so I gave up.
If you start blinking at 24 frames a second.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm blinking right now really fast. It looks like Scab Jeff is in stop motion.
I don't understand how stop motion is any different than animation and how that has any business being anywhere near the visual effects world.
It's not different than
Could be
anime.
because Dev said so.
Come on, Dev. Good man.
I disagree with Dev.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Respectfully.
What? We do anything respectfully on this show?
I just respectively disagreed.
Whatever you do, don't bring up the Electoral College, okay?
All right. Listener TV series review of Legion.
Oh, every week we have listeners send in their reviews of Legion and Riverdale, so send them on in at Bad Ideas Podcast.
Or anything you want to actually
yeah,
review
any
for
review.
us.
Yeah.
Des Hassing. While I am enjoying Legion, I am no less confused after episode 3 than I was when I started episode 3.
I will concur with that. I feel like episode 3 and episode 2 were pretty much the same show. Same episode.
I don't know. They advanced the plot.
They're advancing the plot, and it's still a slow reveal. You're learning, for example, that as he brings out the question is, and you're learning about his memories. They're talking about how maybe some of his memories are actually manufactured, and there's something that's protecting him. Maybe, and he says maybe he really is insane.
Yeah.
Like who's the big yellow, yellow-eyed monster guy?
Because I love at the beginning they're telling her, it's like, no, see, they're telling you you're crazy, but you're not crazy. You just have powers.
Yeah.
Well, now we're finding out he could be crazy and have powers,
Which would be kind of fun.
which
Yeah,
in
which
the,
could be-
in the
you could-
comics he is.
Now, something that I remember.
And maybe that guy, the fat guy, the monster guy, is really the guy in the white hat from Westworld.
Oh.
Yeah, true.
I'm thinking if anybody reads X-Men books, I'm thinking that might be the Shadow King.
Well, the yellow eye guy, Mr. Yellow Eyes, the big baddie.
The big fat guy with
The
no
creepy
chin.
guy.
All right, now, so his girlfriend can see him,
Yes.
but the other two still can't, and so that probably could be because when she made contact with him, they switched bodies. So
Yeah.
maybe
So she's susceptible to seeing what he
she's susceptible to seeing what he can see, right? And if you remember the man with yellow eyes, remember in episode 1 where they're in the control room observing on video the interrogation, there was a dog in a cage in there
Yes.
that had yellow eyes.
Oh.
So the man with yellow eyes could be some kind of manifestation or some
Of the
weird
dog
kind of
or-
thing of the dog or of him in relation to past events or something like that. And the whole really psycho, scary Shel Silverstein spin on the whole thing is really scary. I like it.
When he was trying to get his dog back on Halloween night, when the kid was, and he goes through the fence and he sees the guy in the corner. Whoa, that fucked me. I was like, whoa.
Just standing there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
is
see
good.
that coming. I was like, okay, I'm out.
The guy was just standing there and you didn't see it coming?
No, I didn't know it was going to be creepy. Like when he turned, it was creepy.
Yeah.
Does this in any way match the comics? Out of
I don't know.
curiosity?
I don't know.
They're
idea.
taking a lot of their own liberties and
Just
spin.
to-
Is the eye in the comics?
The eye.
The bad guy with the fuzzy hair.
The guy who
The
The
yellow
guy
eyes.
that looks like Phil Spector.
Oh, not that I know of, but
because he
I think
seems
really
like
feels
he's going to
like-
be very important in this series.
Yeah.
And then he's dead next episode. Damn it.
Oh, I mean the guy with the eye. Oh, yeah. Who could sense his presence there when he's looking at
When
his
he's
sister.
interrogating his
Yeah.
sister.
I thought it was funny. Like,
Okay.
you thought from the first episode, the one guy who was interrogating him thought he was going to be a main character.
Yes.
Nope.
You're dead.
Kill him off in the first episode.
I did like the guy that can get the guy into get David Howler into the
The
dreams.
guy that can do the memories.
Oh,
Yeah,
that,
that's
that
pretty
was
cool.
cool. I like him.
Is he
Stop.
real from the?
I don't know.
comics?
I don't know.
I don't know
anything
him
about
from. I don't know any of the people he's with from the comics.
I know
to be
nothing about
honest.
Legion going into this.
But you know what's
But
really
they're X-Men,
scary?
right?
No.
You know what's no. You know what's really scary though is you sedate him, and so you're in there in his memories, and she's like, "Well, you know, the only thing that's still consciousness that's not affected by the sedation is the childhood manifestation." What could be more scarier than childhood manifestations and the memories that the kid has
Yeah.
with nightmares? Holy crap!
Stop.
I'd be like, "Okay, I'm out."
Not going here. Nope. I'm out. Nope. Keep going, Jeff. We got
right.
another review.
Besotted Geek, Episoded Geek Pod, agrees. Episodes 2 and 3 were very similar, but I'm still enjoying it.
I enjoy it too. It's a good show.
Slow reveal.
I like it.
I like it.
I equate it a little bit to Preacher. It's a very slow build.
And I'm really enjoying it.
I enjoy it too.
And I think the main character cast pretty well. I like his quirkiness and his facial
I
expressions.
think it's
and everything
because
else.
it's different than what you see normally on TV.
It is. There,
I like
there was a list of like 15 best reasons why Legion is the best superhero TV show on right now, and I didn't read them, of course.
But they made a list.
But they made a list, and I obviously would agree. I haven't read it, but I agree.
All right, so we done? We ready to move on to Riverdale?
Yes.
I'll preface this with I'm not caught up on Riverdale yet.
Oh,
Preface this with I haven't watched it, and I don't care.
I have not
Come to
watched-
the dark
Why
side.
am I talking about this?
Come
show
to the
again? Oh,
dark
wait, you
side.
are.
You'll find out why.
I had a choice between watching Legion or Riverdale, and I chose Legion.
I will say that
chose wisely.
I will say every week now, I'm like, I gotta watch Legion and Riverdale. We have too many segments on our show. I have to watch them.
All right, reviews from Riverdale. From Dez.
Riverdale's strong.
In the immortal words of Nickel, I don't know why this show has to have so much drama. Ugh. I mean, a girl sleepover?
Mean Girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. A mean girl sleepover?
That's why Blake does listener feedback.
These people do not have much in the way of original ideas, do they?
False.
No, they don't.
Fuck you. Keep moving.
From Nickel, Jason, don't listen to him. Keep watching it. We're Riverdale bros.
We are Riverdale Bros. It's not a good show, but I can't stop watching. I love it. I love it. It's so cheesy and oh my god, it's awesome.
And then from Pam Morris,
Cousin Pam.
ugh, I hate Riverdale, but can't stop watching.
See, it gets in you.
Watched the last 2 episodes today. Pretty much ignored the first one, but the last app was interesting.
It's great. And we've gotten a lot of people saying, I don't like this show, but I can't stop watching. And
I blame
feel
you.
like
I blame you.
I take it. Oh, it's great. I love it. I love it. I don't even want to explain this last episode because I really don't care, but it's awesome. Just keep watching. He can't be a captain of the football team because he's too much of a musician.
No, it's because he's a sophomore. They don't let sophomores be captains.
No, he was going to be a captain this week.
Oh, Lord. This show is so unrealistic.
That's the part that's unrealistic.
Well, did you see? Oh, you don't
They
have it
finally
in there.
advanced the part of the mystery of who shot the one kid, so that's
Well,
good.
don't tell me that yet, because that's the only part
There's
that's
nothing
actually
really.
intriguing.
They didn't really show much.
But who was it? Coach Biggs tweeted something. I don't think you have on.
I do not.
List here.
It was about defense.
Yeah, he was angry at the football on the
It was not
Riverdale.
realistic. It was not realistic.
It's not, apparently,
The football team.
the football team. Apparently, they're a big school football team in the small one
Yes.
restaurant town.
Yes.
Because they have nobody playing offense and defense.
No,
Nobody plays both ways
No.
on Riverdale High.
Well, Kevin does.
He only plays one way.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I still think Archie does. Archie,
Moose plays both ways.
Yep. Archie and Jughead and Moose are going to have a threesome. Telling you. Keep moving, Jeff. Love it, Riverdale. It's awesome.
All right, moving on. Regarding top 5 John Travolta performances from last week, Brian H. 5, Urban Cowboy.
Okay.
4, Get Shorty / Be Cool.
I like Get Shorty.
Same character.
Yeah.
So are these two different movies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Be Cool. was
one's
the
like
sequel.
sequel to the other.
Yeah, Be Cool is not as good.
That was a sequel to Get Shorty?
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't know they came out with that.
Yeah.
It was so well advertised.
Number 3, Face Off.
Yes.
So is Off a sequel to Face since there's a slash?
Stop it.
between?
Shut up.
Oh. Face Off was terrible. Sorry, Brian.
No.
Number 2, Pulp Fiction.
Wrong. It has to be number 1, right?
Exactly, yep. See, Jeff gets it.
No, what's number 1?
Number 1 is The Punisher.
Good man.
Love the movie. His performance wasn't
You
number
killed
1,
my
though.
son. Both of them. Great show.
From The Dit Man.
Blake's partner in the running for the DJ.
What do you think of Meryl Streep? Is she the equivalent of the smartest kid in the dumb class? It would be different if she did movies that were good.
Did you just turn Jerry Seinfeld?
I was trying to...
Why do they call a driveway a driveway? You park on it.
It was actually supposed to be me
Dit Man from
doing
the morning?
Blake doing The Dit Man.
Oh, the Dit Man!
Yeah, that. It was supposed to be that.
I like Meryl Streep.
That's your answer? Okay, yeah.
There's our answer.
She's done some good movies.
Yeah.
She's done some bad movies.
Speaking
I'm looking at you, River Wild.
I love River Wild. Speaking of doing it, Blake, what he got over there? Oh yeah, come on, you know what time it is.
Jeff has to read it.
Oh. That's the sexy music of the week.
Come on, Jeff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeff.
This is from who?
From Nick.
You fucked it up already.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Oh.
Why
Yeah.
didn't
Oh.
OJ
All over you.
accept
Oh.
the nomination
And his penis.
for
Yeah.
history? Oh, sorry, his story.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think you mean accept the award.
The Oscar.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you really accept a nomination.
Yeah, but well, like if you are nominated to run for president, you can accept that nomination.
Okay.
So, is OJ running for president?
He was going to accept the Best Picture award for
He's
La La
running
Land.
for his story.
Oh, but he had absolutely nothing to do with the movie other than be the
Yes.
the
Murderer?
subject.
He wasn't even in it that much.
And B, he's locked up in
Yeah.
Nevada.
Yes.
For
Now, did you know why
several
he's
more
locked
years.
up?
Yeah, stealing his memorabilia back.
No, he's locked up for kidnapping.
Well, that's true. He also.
Trying to steal his memorabilia back, but he really wasn't stealing his memorabilia back, right? Because he was actually found guilty in the civil court, and therefore there's a judgment against him that the Nicole's family has. So what he did
It
was,
was
in order to
Ron
get rid of
Goldman's
all of his
family.
assets, like his Heisman trophies and stuff like that, he gave them all out to different people to hold on to him for him so that they couldn't take it from him, so he can claim he had no assets. And that's why he was so upset in Vegas, because
'Cause he went to
people
get 'em
that
back.
took all this stuff was like, hey, you know what? We can actually sell this stuff and you can't do anything about it because What you did was illegal in the first place.
So he went to get it by
Yeah,
bringing a gun
Yes.
and help
He
people.
didn't have a gun. It was just the people who were doing it with him had a gun.
Oh, he didn't have a gun. Oh, well then, nope, set him free then. He didn't have a gun.
OJ's
It's
modus
still armed robbery.
operandi.
The guy that you're with has a gun.
No, OJ's
But
modus.
it's a kidnapping if you're not the one with the gun. I wasn't holding him there.
They didn't say anything in the documentary. They didn't say anything about kidnapping.
No,
but
I know that was one of the charges.
Now, see, guns aren't OJ's modus operandi. It's butcher knives.
Good point.
See, big knives, commando knives. You know.
no, he was innocent of that. Ask Judge Ito.
No, he was not innocent. He was found not guilty. There's a
Correct.
difference.
Yes, there is.
So I hope that answers Nick's question. And thanks for that music of the week, Blake. Moving on.
Besotted geek.
At Besotted Geek Pod. Just listen to episode 124, News of the Geek Throwaway, mention of a little upcoming show called Riverdale.
I think it's awesome. You know, it is funny to go back. I haven't, but our listeners go back and listen to the other episodes. We've got a lot of new listeners lately. It's been great for the last couple months. Our numbers grow, and people would go back and listen to our old shows.
And find out how stupid or smart we may have been in the past.
We've had a lot of good shows we talked about. So Riverdale, I just kind of like that was a throwaway item. Yeah, they're making Riverdale.
Yeah, they're making Riverdale. We're like, oh, no interest.
Yeah.
We won't watch it.
Never mind. It's now become one of our favorite segments. Mine.
One of your.
Your.
Oh, you did it in unison. You're cute. Let's go to Professor Number One. Let's wrap this up.
Professor Number One. Oh, really? At Dr. Number One?
Yes.
What is worse? Seeing Streep every 2 minutes at the Oscar or Taylor Swift at the Grammys?
Taylor Swift.
Oh wait, no, you're just seeing them.
Yeah, but the camera keeps panning to
Not
Meryl Streep.
listening to them.
Yeah. So seeing Taylor Swift is better than seeing
Oh, no,
Meryl
hold on.
Streep.
Meryl Streep is still a good-looking lady. If I can objectify her, okay?
We're going to objectify because we're going to objectify Chris Pratt later.
All right, it's true. We are equal
Chris
opportunity
Pratt.
objectifiers.
Yes.
Who watches the Grammys?
Nobody. Number One.
Apparently
Apparently,
this was the least
Metallica
watched-
fans do.
Apparently, this was the least watched Grammy in history, isn't it? Isn't that what they said?
Gee, shocking. It was the least. This was the least watched Oscars in 9 years.
Or I'm sorry, Oscars is what I meant.
No,
to
in
say.
9 years, not
9
in
years.
history.
Grammy, Oscars, whatever. Same
Grammys.
thing.
Yeah, I don't know if
Same
anybody
shit.
would. I fucking think Taylor Swift is the fakest person out there. She fucking annoys me.
I'll look at her all day though.
I think she annoys me too much.
I don't know if it's just panning, seeing her in the crowd.
That's okay.
I feel like I feel like Meryl Streep would work in bed. Like she would actually put effort into it. I feel like Taylor Swift wouldn't.
And then she'd write a
she was kinda
song
like-
about you when you dumped
You know
her
what? Yeah,
ass.
you're right.
Kicked
I
her
think-
ass to the
I think
curb.
Meryl, based upon her past acting, things, I think she would put a lot of effort
I
into
think so
it.
too.
She should at least act like she was enjoying
And act
it.
like she was doing. I think Taylor Swift would be like one of
And
those.
she's a good actress.
That's right. I think she'd be one of those like limp dead fish that's in bed that just lies there. And you're like, hey, is this a twosome thing going on or what's going on?
I kind of feel like the same way Tom Cruise would be. I feel like Chris Pratt would put effort into it.
Yeah.
I'm objectifying him now.
Yeah.
But I feel like Tom Cruise wouldn't put much effort. Like, I'm Tom Cruise. I'm
You're
4'2".
I think he would probably just sit there and be like, do me.
Yeah.
I'm Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? That was, I think, Jason's best impersonation of anybody.
I'm Tom Cruise.
How about Tara Reid?
I don't know what to wear.
No, I'm not saying do an impression.
Oh, I think
of
we're
her.
doing it.
I'm saying in this conversation that you're having, where would she fit in?
Do we really want to continue this conversation? All right, go ahead. Answer the Terry question
I
real
feel
quick.
like her one boob would be in the left side of the bed. Her other boob would be in the right, and I feel like she wouldn't know what to do. She would be kind of a little confused.
I think you would just be happy with one Tara Reid boob. Then why are you being
I think it kinda creeps me out.
Why are
Creeps
you?
me out,
Why
to be
are you?
honest.
Why?
You enjoy the good one and cover up the
I
other
don't know
one.
if there's a good one. That's the problem.
She's had that corrected, from what I understand.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, that's not going to change Jason from talking about it.
Again, have you met the horse? It's dead. It's in dust down there. So, again, I think Chris Pratt and Meryl Streep will do wonders for you in bed.
It's time now for another installment of News of the Week Geek.
This is why Jeff does this.
You had one job.
You didn't write it down.
You did as poorly as Taylor Swift does in bed. Allegedly.
All right, so now, kicking off our news of the geek.
Come on, I feel like I'm in Bizarro Hobie. Scared.
Exactly. Nightwing, Batman's ex-partner, post-Robin. Mm-hmm. Said,
No, it was the original Robin.
he's the original Robin who became Nightwing.
Yes.
Okay. Is getting his own solo DC film, and the Lego Batman movie director, Chris McKay, is at the helm.
Yay!
Fine with that.
Talking on Shanlian on Batman podcast. What the hell's that?
I have no idea.
Anyways, the director had this to say about what makes the character so interesting to him and why he thinks Grayson is so well suited to his own movie. Bruce Wayne, blah, 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 came from privilege, blah, blah, blah.
Self-made.
Grayson, not from privilege, circus family, blah, blah, blah. Grayson, entertainers, gymnasts. Oh, yeah, so they're basically there to amuse you. Director?
Are they here for your
Here for your
amusement?
amusement. But a fascinating guy. But, Bruce Wayne adopts him and brings him into his life, society standpoint, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, he was adopted in Bruce Wayne's life, but he didn't start that way. He's the guy who has all these negatives, and then even more negatives, and yet remains. Those are the things why I think, like Dick Grayson, why I like the idea of Nightwing as a movie.
Basically, Batman, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson have the same type of backstory. Dick Grayson went to the light. Bruce Wayne went to the darkness, is what he's trying to say.
Bruce Wayne was born out of privilege and had everything handed to him and went to the dark.
Yes.
Dick Grayson was
a
a
circus
family
freak.
of circus performers
Circus
and
freaks.
travelers and
Immigrants who came here to this country to entertain Americans.
His mom was the yak lady. His dad would guess the people's weight. It was love at first sight.
or they were acrobats. One of the two.
Whatever.
One of the two.
They did it on the side.
Or actually,
She used her horns to the rope. It was
that's
really
what they
cool.
did when they weren't on the tightropes.
That's right. I guess you're 180 pounds. How dare you smack?
I'm so tempted to just go back and cut that out. It
No,
was
no,
so
no.
bad.
All right, now news of the weird.
Nightwing is actually one of my favorite superheroes, so I'm very excited about this. They're going to fuck it up, but I'm excited.
Yeah, well, now hold on. Black Bite. What the hell? The Black Knight Returns. Dark Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. Batman.
Did Martin
Dark
Lawrence
Knight
make a
Returns.
sequel?
The Black Knight. Oh, they said Black Light. I thought he was looking after at a crime scene.
Oh, or a hotel room.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yes.
Well, didn't they leave that open to interpretation that
Yes.
what's his name could fill in as Nightwing?
Yeah, the guy at the end.
That they're going to go that way. They're going to Dick
Yeah,
Grayson,
Gordon Levitt.
not.
They're not going to
whatever
use Joseph
his
Gordon-Levitt.
Not
Yeah.
Levitt's character.
Not Levitt.
I personally think it would have been better as a TV show on Netflix or something.
You know what I think? I think they should cast Casey Affleck
Oh, God.
as Nightwing.
Allegedly he knows how to. Never mind.
Or
Yes,
Denzel
two.
Washington.
Well, I thought since Ben Affleck was Batman, Casey is
okay.
Nightwing.
He didn't follow the bouncing ball.
I went the other way on the bouncing ball.
Okay, Denzel Washington. I see how that will go. Now that I followed it the opposite direction.
Up and coming actor. Go ahead, Blake.
All right, so one of the creators of Cards Against Humanity, which I recommend if you're playing with in-laws that you go through the cards and sanitize them.
Glory hole. Which is still one of my wife's favorite stories about you.
Yeah.
The glory hole.
Which episode was that?
I don't know, but
That was one of the early ones.
I was on that episode.
It had to be post-Christmas.
I think it was the episode that was titled "Please Jeff's Parents Don't Listen."
Yeah.
That was it.
So anyways, that's a good tip. All right, yeah. They're making it completely clear where they stand on the Supreme Overlord Trump and the government. So Cards of Humanity created co-creator Max Temkin made a game called Secret Hitler, which he mailed to all 100 U.S. senators because, as they say, we thought you and your staff might find our game relevant as you negotiate the balance of power with the Supreme Overlord White House. So the game Secret Hitler, which was funded by more than $1.4 million raised on Kickstarter.
I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, like, you don't even need Kickstarter. Aren't
Yeah.
you rich from Cards from Humanity?
Good
Hey,
thing.
you know what? If you can get somebody else to pay for your fucking shit,
Yeah.
why not?
That's right.
See, Kickstarter's great to find out if people want it. If people
Yeah.
don't back it, then you're like, okay, we won't make it because no one's interested.
No. Well, anyways, it's a secret identity game set in 1933 Germany that models the rise of fascism in a democracy. and explores the idea of how cooperation, appeasement, and the inability to recognize your own manipulation before it's too late give rise to Hitler in Nazi Germany.
It's a feel-good story. It's a feel-good book.
Yes.
Game. So.
Yeah.
I did like how he sent it to all the senators. I thought that was kind of clever. Good for him.
Yes.
What do you think Mitch McConnell's going to do with his copy?
You mean the walking turtle?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Is this some type of autobiography?
I don't
Or
think
is
that
this-
guy's ever played a game. In his
Or
life,
a
to tell you the
blueprint? I don't know. Oh, I think he's played the game of just the tip.
Did you just make up an accent and assign
Have
it
you
to Mitch
ever
McConnell?
heard Mitch McConnell talk?
Sure.
I'm the slow turtle in the rabbit and the hare story. Unfortunately, I'm the tortoise. Yep. I am. Boo.
Keep going.
I like Secret Hitler. It looks like a fun game I could play with my grandkids.
Well, here's the only good thing about it is I don't think Mitch McConnell's in Trump's camp. He's actually anti-Trump. So there you.
What gives me more power? I'm for that.
That is true. He is he's your classic flip-flopper politician if you go back and look at his politics.
I'm from the great suburb of Kentucky, Tennessee's hat, and yeah, we appreciate it.
I'm gonna have to listen to Mitch McConnell now and compare.
I do for Mitch McConnell what I do for Remy LaCroix and Blake.
I'll put it this way. I think it's actually closer than most of his impersonations.
It sure is. I'm the turtle.
Oh, jeez, oh, Petey. All right, so anyways, from Browbeat, Dungeons and Dragons has become a spectator sport. I've heard about this, actually. I haven't actually seen but
I
the
have.
episode. This past year, a new show, Critical Role, airs live every Thursday on a Twitch stream. Geek and Sundry has elevated this old school game to compelling television. You know, of course, if you don't know what D&D is and you're listening to this podcast, I'm not going to read you the explanation of what this is. But we'll talk that Critical Role is live streamed game of D&D, except the players are all accomplished voice actors, which is true. I had to go look these all up, and they're all on from like Avengers Accessible or whatever it is.
Assemble
Yeah, Avengers
on
Assemble.
Disney XD.
Yeah. So they're all voice actors that have something in common. They've all worked and they're friends together. Over the past year, they've developed an active following on the first episode currently that has more than 800,000 views on YouTube.
They have a lot of episodes too. I was checking it out.
Yeah, do it once a week, and they've.
At least 52 probably.
I think they're into the 70s to 80s now.
That's pretty cool.
I'm actually intrigued to watch this now.
Really?
Yeah, I am.
So basically, Critical Role, they battle dragons, evil artifact, ancient vaults, rebellion in town, vampires. Basically all your basic Dungeons and Dragons themes, mostly. Yeah. And then they perform, rarely slip out of character. So they all play in character, which is kind of cool because they're all voice actors. So it makes sense that they play.
And they dress up and all that.
That's a little too far for me. But okay, they're just rolling dice. But in addition, they provide their own running commentary, which I think is kind of cool.
They said
so
it's
they do
kinda like-
it and then they add their own commentary afterwards?
Or while everybody else
While
is
they're
rolling.
doing it. So they're like the narrator dialoguing their own
But they're
story.
still using the same voices, I guess. And they say it's kind of like a
Interesting.
DVD extra while they're playing the game.
Well, that's cool. So the show has a large cast. I'm not going to read everybody,
No.
but they're all from like Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
And then
Blind Spot.
Yeah, and a big blind spot
And Ashley Johnson, probably most known
as the waitress
as.
in Avengers the movie.
Oh, she
looked
was in
it up.
that, yes.
Oh, that's her.
But I think she's most known for being the infant on Growing Pains.
Oh.
She was the infant on Growing Pains.
When they had a baby and then they came back the next year and she was 4 years old,
Yeah.
there was Ashley Johnson.
Oh, so she ages quickly.
Yeah, yes. She's
How
87
old is she
now.
now in the series?
212.
She started out in her 30s. Now she's in her 60s. Now she's Meryl Streep age. Oh wait, hold on.
But basically, if you're a Dungeons & Dragons fan, it's something to go check out. They keep in character. It's kind of a fun little thing. And they said they've got to, they're continuing the story, obviously.
I would probably watch it for an episode just for the curiosity aspect.
Yeah.
But I don't want to watch people play Dungeons and Dragons. I want to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But the one thing I do like going to Gen Con is, lingering by people's tables and listen to how they play games and how different DMs have their different styles and players do different things. And sometimes you can tell if the table's really good, or sometimes you can tell if people are just really bad. I mean, I've listened in and I've sat in and played some games with people, which was actually like pulling teeth. Just horrible experiences. So I'd probably check this out for an episode, but I probably wouldn't watch it weekly.
Yeah. How would Mitch McConnell play?
Don't start.
No.
I rolled a 20-sided dice.
Yeah, the problem is these are 4+ hour episodes.
Oh, well, never mind. I'm out.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's an evening of playing Dungeons and Dragons,
D&D.
and it's not
How much
edited.
beer do they drink?
I don't think they are
Do they
drinking.
drink as much beer as we do?
No.
Well, then they're nothing. They're shit.
Shite.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I tried watching them, but especially the early ones, I suppose it's real tough to watch because it's unedited. So it's like everything that's going on at the table for 4 hours is what you watch.
I'm out.
Wow.
So hopefully, like I say, as it went on, they're getting more into character and they do the commentary. It gets better because I haven't seen any recent ones. I watched some early ones. Yeah. So maybe I'll be intrigued enough to just pick up and follow along.
News of the Geek isn't so easy to do, is it now, Blake? Huh? You got a lot of information to go through? Yeah. Fuck you. See? It's not the easiest job in the world to do.
But I got all the names right.
Shut up.
So are we doing your quickies?
Yeah, let's go. Go ahead, Blake.
Oh, you want me to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, the new Star Wars book. Hey, by the way, I did watch Episode 7 again.
Yeah?
Actually, Monday night.
Yeah?
Last night. I'll stick to my original story about how they ripped off the basic storylines and everything. It's a rip-off.
It's a derivative of the original.
But derivative of the original. Same shit all over again. But you know what? There is, warmth and familiarity.
Did you
which is
enjoy
why
it?
It worked very well.
It gave you
I did pick up, other than starting to talk like Kylo Ren for the rest of the night because it annoyed my wife because she hates Kylo Ren. Other than doing that, before getting threatened to be thrown out of the house, other than doing that, I do remember when Kylo is trying to read her mind and pull the map from her brain.
Yes.
He talks about sees her dreaming in a like a large planet ocean with a solitude island, and that escaped me in the first 2 times I saw it in the theaters. And watching it last night, the original temple, Luke is on a planet, big ocean, solitary island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
So they were seeing the future?
Or she's been seeing the future.
Yeah.
Ooh. Which you can do with the Force, remember? Because I have foreseen it.
If you want to watch a better show, watch Star Wars Rebels. God, it's so good.
Yeah, sure.
It is good.
It really is
So
a good
who is
show.
the Last Jedi?
Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, okay.
He is. Are you caught up on this week?
Speaking of Jar Jar
I'm
Binks,
way behind on
We
Star
got
Wars
2
Rebels.
episodes. My son and I binge watched a couple episodes this weekend.
that's what this whole quickie was supposed to be about. Now it's turned into a long
Well,
one.
let's go. Jar Jar Binks. Go ahead.
All right, Jar Jar Binks is now a street clown on his home planet that has ostracized him due to his involvement of giving Palpatine full power.
This is a new Star Wars book that comes out. Jar Jar Binks is now a clown on the street.
I'm going to ignore that because my mind canon is better.
Nope. He's not a bad guy.
Nope, he is. I haven't read this book.
He's an inadvertent bad guy.
Well, it sounds like he is the bad guy in the book because he gave Palpatine power.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he did. That's part of why he is actually
They
one of the
said
bad
it's
guys.
only like a page in the book that he's in.
Yeah.
And they said basically he's juggling and he falls
You know what
into
it is?
the fountain and all that stuff.
It's not Jar Jar, it's a Jar Jar clone.
Oh, that would be better. What's better than 1 Jar Jar? 2.
2.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Blake?
Matt Reeves has officially signed on to be the director and producer for The Batman.
The Batman.
He did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes or War of the Planet of the Apes. I forget which one.
Don. Like Don.
Don Lemon.
Comma. From Planet of the Apes. Don.
Donald.
There's a guy named Don that we missed in that movie, Planet of the Apes.
First part was Mick.
So nothing significant.
No, not really.
Not like
I
a
like
La
the-
La Land or anything.
Wow, no, he's not a loser. He didn't lose an Oscar.
He just didn't lose the most important category.
He
ever.
wasn't nominated, but he didn't lose.
Well, the director,
won.
Yeah, but the movie lost. Kind of makes it
But
lose.
the director won. We're talking about
Don't
the director.
try to justify my reasoning. Or lack thereof. I'm just Mitch McConnell. I'm just don't know what to do.
All right, we'll see what our network partners have to say about that.
Hello, Hobie listeners. What are you doing next September 22nd through the 24th, 2017? Jason, that's a year away. Well, sure it is. But you know what? It's never too early to plan for the Cincinnati Comic Expo. Last year we had Stan Lee, we had John Barrowman, and even Teddy Sears. Zip. He was fast. That's September 22nd through the 24th at the Duke Energy Convention Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. Check the Cincinnati Comic Expo Facebook page out for all the news, or you can listen to Hobie and we'll be updating it as they release the new guest. Again, Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 22nd through the 24th. Make your plans now.
Do you ever wonder when Spider-Man goes to the bathroom if the toilet paper sticks to his fingers?
Do you ever wonder why Superman wears his underwear outside of his pants?
My name is Imran.
My name is Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And we're your hosts for the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we sometimes try to attempt to answer these questions.
This is a full spoiler podcast, and we swear a lot.
Check it out for awesome geek news, interviews, and comic book reviews. Visit jockandnerd.com. We are your superhero TV, movies, and comic book culture curators.
Boom.
jockandnerd.com. Jock and Nerd.
All right. That music means we're doing our top five.
Top 5!
We are top 5. Oh, yes. In honor of the passing of Bill Pullman. We are
Bill
going
Paxton.
Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton.
Oh, because I did the top 5 Neil Fingerman movies.
Oh.
He did Blake did the top 5 Judge Wapners. So, episodes.
Top 5 Bill Paxton movies.
Okay. Scab Jeff, you go first. What's your number 5?
I put Nightcrawler at number 5. I just watched that for the first time today. It's a good movie.
Okay.
Bill Paxton has a very small part, but it's a good movie.
How was the lead in it? Who was that lead?
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal.
How did he do?
He did real well.
Because he was up for that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he lost weight for it or something, and if you
That's
lose
why.
weight or cry...
It's kind of like The Machinist with Christian Bale. He lost weight, give it a nominee.
I have not seen Nightcrawler.
I wanted
Otherwise,
to.
I might have put it on my list.
What's your number 5, Jeff?
My number 5 is Last Supper.
Okay.
It's a movie where, mid-90s or so, I think Cameron Diaz and a couple other people back at that time play a bunch of, like, liberal people who have, like, dinners and invite a Republican guy over.
Or people they hate and they kill them. They poison them.
Yeah, they kill him at the dinner.
I saw that. I forgot I saw that. He was in that movie.
Yeah, and Bill Paxton is the guy who turns the tables on them when they try to kill him, and that was...
Jeez.
So it was,
Oh, shit. How did I forget that movie?
I don't know.
Wow.
Probably because I was doing the Bill Pullman. No, anyways, kidding.
Well, that was my number 5.
My number 5
That was a good movie.
is a cheesy one, and it's in our Hobie studio.
Of course it's cheesy one. That's all you watch and put on your list are cheesy.
Vertical
movies.
Limit. Chris O'Donnell when they go mountaineering. I love that movie. It's
I
not
could put
good.
5 cheesier movies ahead of that
It's
one.
not good, but I like Vertical Limit. I'm going with that. So there you go. That's my number 5. It's a fun movie.
All right, Blake, your number 5?
My number 5, obviously, you're talking about movies, and I was like, well, he has some good movies and he has some great roles. So I just mixed them up together because, the person that puts our outline together doesn't know the difference between, movies and roles.
Oh, last week we did roles.
Last week we
we're
did
doing
performances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week we're
Well, so
doing
this should have
movies.
been a Bill Paxton performance instead of movies
It
because
probably should have, but it wasn't.
he's got 30 years of tons of stuff. If you
Yeah,
actually
but what
go
we
look
talked
at
about
that.
before the show started, Scab Jeff and I both said, yeah, but they weren't really that great films. He like in a lot of mediocre films.
True. But I'll tell you what, memorable performance for me, number 5, Aliens as Private Hudson.
Okay.
1986. And friends of mine know that I do quote that movie all the time. Game over.
That was
No
my
more
number 4.
quarters.
took out Scab
Yeah.
Jeff's number 4.
Scab Jeff, number 4.
We also had a bet going on
Well,
earlier.
let's see if it ends
we'll
up
get
on
to it.
Blake's
Okay.
list.
What's your number 4?
My number 4. How can you not pick Chet from Weird Science?
That was my number 4.
That was one of his
Wow,
great
it did
character
now all the
performances. The big sneering with the big fat cigar. I mean, it's fucking funny.
It's been a long time since I saw Weird Science.
Yeah.
Wonder how it holds up.
But that was the one I didn't think I was going to put on my list, but I couldn't find that
isn't
fourth
now, see,
movie.
that isn't technically a Bill Paxton movie, but it's one of his great character performances.
He's in it, so technically counts.
That's correct.
My number 4 is Apollo 13.
That's my number 3.
Okay. Apollo 13 is the one I saw at the theaters. I did not like it.
Oh, I did.
I thought it was overly dramatic, like too...
Of course it was.
But the more I see it on cable, and I've seen it a lot on cable,
It's on all the time.
it's a really good show.
It is, actually.
My wife and I actually watched most of it
I like it.
2 weeks ago, I think it
I
was
will
on.
say Bill Paxton's the worst part of the movie.
I like
but-
Ed Harris. I like when he brings his sweater out that his wife knit it. That was
Vest. It was
best, sorry.
But okay, that was my number 3.
Okay, so your number 4 was...
My number 4 was Weird Science.
Okay. Scab Jeff, your number 4 was already taken. What was
Aliens.
that? Okay. What's your number 3?
Terminator.
Oh.
Honorable mention for me.
I did not realize that was him as punk leader. That was
Yeah.
his role. Punk leader.
yeah.
That was his credit in Terminator.
He is, I think, what they say, though, the one person who has been killed by a Terminator, an alien, and a Predator.
Yes.
And his own son.
Sure.
That was in a movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't talk about that. That may come up later.
No.
And surgery.
Oh.
It's
Sorry. That was so low.
You know. Oh, but if I beat a dead horse, okay, we gotta go to get some new material.
How is that anywhere compared to what you just did? But Terminator, I like the first Terminator. I think the second one just completely ruined that whole cool time travel theory that they had going, where you can't change anything. You go back and you actually create what the future. No, you went back and you created the future that you were actually
Oh, that's
there
right,
for.
yeah.
And I liked that idea, and then they ruined it with 2.
Jeff, your number 3 was?
my number 3 is Apollo 13.
Okay. My number 3, I did a different thing. It was a mini series. I know. It was on the History Channel. Hatfields and McCoys.
That is my number 3.
I love that series.
Randall McCoy.
Yes.
Yes.
Great series.
I loved it.
My wife does not like history, and she actually loved the series too.
See,
Actually,
I didn't
you know
watch
what?
it, nor did I put it on my list because it wasn't a movie.
You know, it's part
I saw it, and I would have put it on the list had it been a movie.
We gotta make our own rules.
mini series, I guess, more or less. Kind of long.
Well, then I put Fresno on the list.
One very long movie. Okay, maybe
O.J. Simpson won an Oscar. It's the same
7
thing.
hours. There you go.
I love that. I love that series though.
I did. And the best thing about it is that Hatfield and the McCoy is a part of that American lexiconography. If I can say that word. And
So is the Terminator.
yeah, but I'm trying to go on a deeper level, Scab Jeff.
Okay, what's your deep?
The thing is, everybody knows about Hatfield and McCoy's is like, but what was the whole beginning of this whole feud that goes back into the?
Yeah, we know the idiom of the Hatfield and McCoys, but do we really know that?
The history of it was really good.
It was really good.
And I actually, there's a website when I was watching it when it was on a couple years ago. There's a website that shows how real is the movie to how real is the miniseries to the show to real life
history,
and it was pretty much dead on. Everything everything was pretty accurate.
So how about the time when the Family Feud had some Hatfields and McCoys on to solve everything?
Stop it.
They
Anyway,
did. They really
I know,
did.
but
It was
no,
great.
that would be. Hats off to the Family Feud for getting them on.
Unfortunately,
or the Descendants on. And it would have been even better is after that episode, they continued the feud all over again.
They probably did.
Was Richard Dawson the host?
I don't remember who the host
No.
was when they did that.
Ray
Did they
Combs.
have all their
Probably
teeth?
Ray
That's
Combs.
what I want to know.
They had them all somewhere.
So your number 3 is Hatfield and McCoys. What's your number 2?
My number 2 was I enjoyed him as Morgan Earp in Tombstone.
That was my number 1.
That's my number 1. You just took out 2 number 1s.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Actually, in your face!
Game over.
In
No
my,
more Carters!
Game over.
in my opinion, I was looking at this. Every actor who was in Tombstone is the best actor they've been in. or is the best movie they've been in.
Kilmer. And
I mean, I'm trying to think who was in that movie that was in a better movie.
Real
Batman
genius.
Forever, or is it Batman and Rob? No, it's Batman Forever.
Yeah, Batman
Val
Forever,
Kilmer.
which was not a good movie.
Leave that out.
Val Kilmer was in Top Secret.
Yeah,
Top Secret's good,
Secret, Real
not
Genius.
as good, but still not as good as Tombstone.
I will say, anytime there's a top 5 category and Tombstone's an option, it's going to be my number 1.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh no, overrated.
Escape from New York.
Get the fuck
This is so much better.
Damn burger.
I mean, the closest I could come up with was Guardians of the Galaxy, because Michael Rooker was in both movies.
And Kurt Russell's going to be in the second one.
That's right.
Yeah, Tombstone. I love Tombstone. It's a great film, perfect Western. It is probably the most perfect movie, even better than La La Land.
Whoa! Don't get crazy.
It's better costumes in La La Land.
Yeah, Tombstone. There's better singing.
I think the cinematography too.
Oh yeah, directing was a lot better.
Yeah. You know, the saloon piano blows away the music in La La
The
Land.
best part is that Tombstone didn't win an Oscar and then lose it.
Wasn't Westworld based on Tombstone?
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go. You know
Exactly.
what? La La Land was based on crap, so that was good. My number 2 is Frailty.
You mean Frailty?
Yes, Frailty.
Because that's my number 2.
I knew it was going to be on your list.
I've seen it on people's lists. What was that movie?
It's the one where his kid killed him.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's on the fact I read.
So one for the surgery one. Matthew McConaughey is in it,
Matthew
right?
McConaughey is the adult son.
Yes.
They're trying to go back and they're kind of telling the story where
He tries to kill demons.
what's his Bill Paxton's a preacher who is
Killing.
fire and brimstone preacher type thing, and he has 2 kids and blah 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 blah. And Bill Paxton actually directed that one too, I think.
Yeah, he did. Bill, and you think, okay, this guy's just crazy, he's just killing people, and then there's a little twist at the end, you're like, oh, well, that's kind of a fun little twist. You and I saw that together.
Yes.
We had no expectations on that film.
None at all. That's
And
probably why we like it.
Yeah, and I was not a huge Bill Paxton fan. I'm not a huge Bill Paxton fan to begin with.
Yeah.
But he did a great job, and that movie was fucking amazing. So if you have not seen it, go see it. So that was your number 2, Jeff?
That was my number 2.
Scab Jeff?
Near Dark was my number 2.
I do not know that one.
I have
Probably the best vampire movie out there.
Oh my
I have
God.
heard good things about it. They said for Bill Paxton, this is probably one of his best movies. That's from 1987.
Yeah.
Near Dark is Severin. Marquis de Sade reference. Severin. So yeah, I've actually heard about that. So
It's-
please explain.
I don't know how to explain it besides
Vampires?
what I've already- It's a vampire movie.
Nudity?
It's been
Are
a
they on
while
the
since I've
Titanic?
seen it. I remember I really, really enjoyed it, and it's better than Lost Boys. I
It's
can't
better
think
than
of-
40 Days. Or
40 Days of Summer.
28 Days Later?
no.
28 Days Later came out in 2003.
Okay. No. Okay.
Twilight?
2003. Well, no.
better than Twilight.
It's better than Twilight. The 40 Days of Night.
Oh, yeah, the one in Alaska.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Nah,
Is that
not
the
really.
guy-
It really
where the
wasn't.
guy doesn't masturbate during Lent?
No, that was 40 Days and 40 Nights.
But he is a vampire in that he doesn't masturbate.
I think it's called 40 Days of Night, where like
It is.
they're up in the Arctic Circle in the town.
It's Alaska, Barrow.
Yeah, Barrow, Alaska, where for 40 days, or maybe it was 30 days, whatever, for like a month or so, they get no sunlight, so the vampires go there and have fun for the entire winter.
Cool.
I'm trying to find the movie for you.
But I
remember
think it
seeing
did
previews
have
of it.
Josh Hartnett in it, who was in 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Now I'm dying over here. What's your number 1, Jeff? Scab Jeff.
A Simple Plan.
I was going back and forth on that. The reason why it was not on my list is because I haven't seen it in a while, and I don't know if it holds up.
The reason it wasn't on my list is I haven't seen it.
Okay, good call.
I say it is number 1
It's
on my
Sam
list as
Raimi.
well.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It is a Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
I like the movie so much, I actually bought the DVD, so I still have it, and I probably have watched it within the past year or two.
And you still like it?
Yeah, I'd
Still
say
holds
he's the thing is, all these other movies that we talk about, he's playing these weird characters, right? Very, over the top, basically. In this movie, he plays a normal guy, and which actually is sometimes a hell of a lot tougher to play as an actor.
Then a guy with a
as
quirk.
believable, than a guy with a quirk or something that easy you can go over the top with, right? You go all in. So what I like about it is he's a normal guy. He's having problems. This drug money lands in his lap. He's a law enforcement guy, and he has a simple plan. This is what we're going to do, and it just starts going south. It gets worse and gets worse and worse and worse.
So the title is a misnomer. It's not that simple of a plan.
Well, in theory, it's a simple
It's
plan.
a simple plan. It just goes to
Simple
shit.
plan.
Well, let's
it just
see.
goes to shit because if you're going to do here's a good thing. If you're going to do some criminality, make sure you don't have stupid people with you while you're doing it.
was this with Billy Bob?
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
Billy
That's the
Bob.
reason the simple plan didn't work out.
Yes, he's part of the reason. Yes.
30 Days of Night is what you're talking about.
30 Days of Night.
And the infant from Labyrinth was in it.
As the infant?
No, it was grown
Oh,
up.
he's grown
Was
up.
the infant from Growing Pains in it too?
No, she's on Critical Role.
Your number one was Tombstone, Jeff.
My number one was Tombstone.
My number one was Tombstone, and your number one was Simple Plan
Simple
as well.
Plan. That's
Okay.
correct.
Well,
I
that was
knocked out
easy.
somebody's number one.
Yeah. And you did not have your number one knocked out.
And I did.
But
No.
we're kind of tired.
Well, you knocked him out with your number
You
one.
just got to go
so-
first.
Any honorable mentions?
I had the punk leader in Terminator. I had Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
where
didn't
he was
see
the
it,
Master
so
Sergeant.
I didn't see
that
it
was
either.
kind of good. And of course, I had written down a note about Near Dark because I had read a number of comments talking about how he had a great role in that movie.
We're actually very disappointed in you, Blake.
But I was 95% sure that you were going to have the Pat Benatar video on your list.
Actually, what I was going to do is I wanted to bring up some stuff. He's been Pat Benatar in New Order, by the way. I guess a lot of people didn't know about that kind of stuff.
That one I didn't know about.
Was he a
on
man eater?
Substance. No.
Did Pat Benatar do man
Substance album. Double album.
Man-Eater?
Yeah. She's a man eater.
Hall & Oates?
God damn it, I always
No.
I'm awful at music.
Well, here's the other thing about it. John Hughes actually shot Bill Paxton's band's video.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were saying John Hughes actually shot him. That's how he really died.
Yeah, Bill Paxton actually was he's the only guy to be shot by a Predator, a Terminator, and John Hughes.
Wait a minute. Did John Hughes do the Tupac thing? He's just in hiding? He's not really dead. Poor
No.
John Hughes.
No, but there's a lot of... go ahead, Scab Jeff.
Well, I'm sorry, that just reminded me of the Oscars. One of the in memoriam people
Oh,
was still alive.
I wanted to
Yes,
mention
they
that.
put the wrong
yes.
photo up. They put the wrong photo up of a woman, and she's like, "I'm still alive. Why am I on here?"
Well, that's the thing is they put the photo of the lady who actually died. They had the right name,
Yes.
and she was a costume designer, but they put a producer. And the people were friends and worked on movies together, so it made her feel probably doubly bad that it was her picture when, like, a friend and colleague who she was pretty close with was the one who died. She's like, "No, I'm still alive and producing."
Not dead yet.
That's what happens when we get interns putting this shit together. Look
So
what
I think the
happened.
same person in charge of the immemorial video was in charge of handing out the envelopes.
Yeah. PricewaterhouseCooper, by the way. It's their fault.
You know what the best part is? Bye bye, Love Lost.
Bye bye, love.
Or La La Land, whatever it's called.
Bye bye happiness.
The Arrival lost. I was celebrating that.
Oh, but the Arrival did win.
They won
Best sound
Fucking
editing.
sound, whatever. But what's really interesting is I did go to imdb.com to make sure I got all my Bill Paxton stuff in line, and he does have a very prolific credit history. He's got 30 plus years of just even crazy little roles. But I was reading at this stuff, and this is some real shit here. I mean, the first interesting fact they got on imdb.com, what's the podcast, the Dallas Action?
Yes.
It's on one of our fellow networks. They would be interested in this. At 8 years old, Paxton was in the crowd when John F. Kennedy gave what would be his final speech on November 22nd, 1963. In subsequent years, Paxton shared pictures of him sitting on the shoulders of an onlooker who remains unidentified to this day.
What?
Who offered to help him to get on his shoulders for a better view of the president.
Was it Mayor McCheese?
So, yes, the Dallas Action podcast better be listening and better do an episode on how Bill Paxton is probably on the shoulders of the guy that actually killed President Kennedy. That's my theory.
Okay.
That's right.
He was at the speech, not at the drive.
Details, Jeff.
Oh,
Details.
Hey, we're talking conspiracy theories here.
Oh,
Facts
there's
have
the
nothing
facts
to do
get
with
in the
that.
way.
All
Yeah.
right.
On a side note, Scab Jeff was so heartbroken by La La Land losing, he had to leave early.
He had to leave early. He had
So,
to go off.
we appreciate him coming on.
All right, so here's the other thing. Lance Henriksen, you know who he is?
Did he win the Tour de France?
No, he was actually in the band with Bill Paxton
Okay.
that John Hughes shot the video of.
The name
Okay.
sounds familiar.
And he's
I'm trying to
also
place
an
Lance-
actor to have been killed by a Terminator, an Alien, and a Predator on screen.
Ah.
Right? There's some other things here. For his role in Tombstone, gun coach taught everybody how to do it.
And he grew the weakest of all mustaches.
Yep, exactly.
It was a pretty weak mustache.
It talks here.
I like his death scene, though.
He had
Death scene
earned
was
the
good.
nickname Wild Bill among friends and co-stars for his apparently crazy sense of humor and his love of elaborate pranks, which fits his Chet character perfectly. He
Chet.
probably didn't have to do a lot of actual acting for that role.
Okay.
I think he had to though get into acting for the end of the movie. You know,
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I think he had to try to find that character.
Yeah. He was originally the first choice for Robert Langdon in the Da Vinci Code.
You know, I would have liked that better than.
I think he could have actually
than Tom
pulled
Hanks.
that off pretty well.
I think it could have been really good, but he had to pull out because he was in Big Love, which was Hanks's executive producing credit. So here you go, Dallas action. Look into
That
how
conspiracy
Robert
theory.
Langdon's role was usurped by Tom Hanks, who was executive producer of Big Love, which is the reason why Bill Paxton couldn't do Robert Langdon.
That's a more interesting conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Okay.
So here is the band I kept talking about. It's that 1980s rock band, Martini Ranch. Oh, I'm sorry, it was James Cameron, not John Hughes. Same thing.
Fucking
James
dead.
Cameron directed a video for the song Reach featuring Catherine Bigelow, Lance Henriksen, and Jeanette Goldstein.
So his ex-wife and two guys that he killed off in his Terminator movies.
Yep, exactly. And the other thing that I thought that was kind of interesting is that he's been in 5 films with Michael Biehn.
The guy that plays
He
Bean?
was in Michael Biehn.
Yeah, no.
The Lords of Discipline, 83, Terminator, 84, Aliens, 86, Navy SEALs, 90, and Tombstone in 93.
Navy SEAls.
Yeah. And then, let's see, there was one more.
You didn't have this much fun facts about John
Oh, here it
Travolta
is.
last week.
He didn't die
almost
either.
got the lead role of Darkman. In 1990.
Instead of Liam Neeson.
Yeah, actually, this is interesting. He told his friend Liam Neeson about the audition. Neeson heard about it, went to go audition, got the role. Paxton was so angry with him, apparently he didn't speak to him for 6 months.
That's awesome.
I thought you were going to say forever again. And
Yeah, but no, it's a little bit better than that. But okay, here it is. Having worked together on Weird Science, John Hughes.
Not James Cameron.
Not James Cameron.
Okay.
John Hughes. This is my John Hughes
Okay.
came in. John Hughes offered him the role of the garage attendant in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Remember the guy
Yep.
that takes the wheel? Oh, take good care of her, sir. Yeah. And probably one of the greatest cut scenes ever where they're flying through the air.
Yes.
You see this buddy like, ah. So when he turned John Hughes down for the role of Ferris Bueller after Weird Science, Hughes never offered him another role again. He was like,
Wow.
What, you don't want this role? Fuck you. And
how many more movies did John Hughes do? She's having a baby and
Why?
Curly Sue. I mean, John Hughes only directed like 6 movies.
All right. He was in Pat Benatar's video. He's in New Order. He was also in Limp Bizkit's video, Eat You Alive.
Let's not get into that fucking Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. Oh, here's an interesting fact. He's son of John Paxton.
Okay, we're done with your fun facts. So I keep confusing La La Land with Bible.
No, but here's one last
Jesus
fun
Christ.
fact, and this makes sense.
Oh, sure it
This
does.
really makes sense.
Uh-huh.
He was originally cast as Stifler's dad in American Pie 2.
Really?
Yes, but had to leave the project due to his schedule. Chris Penn replaced him, but the character was cut from the film. Now,
I
who would
do remember Chris.
think of him as an adult Chet with Stifler?
As
I
a
like it.
son?
See, that was a perfect role.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, we're all done with that. Bye Bye Love.
Yeah.
keep confusing that with La La Land. That's the one with Matthew Modine, Randy Quaid, and Paul Reiser. They were all divorced dads, and they would meet at McDonald's to pick up their kids. It came out in '95, and I remember seeing it.
Oh,
It
so they're
is god-awful.
pedophiles. That's probably why you think La La Land was bad. You were thinking Bye Bye Love was up for Academy Awards.
Yeah, so there you go. So Bye Bye La La Land. So it did not win a Best Picture.
Oh,
it was awful.
neither did La La Land.
No. We had some lot of listener picks on this one. Top 5 listener picks here from Chris at 365. He had A Simple Plan, U-571, Apollo 13, Aliens, and number 1, Twister. Dev, the side
Apparently,
guy.
a lot of people like that movie.
Apparently a lot
I've only
more...
seen parts of it, but I never got into it.
Did we miss something? Like, did we miss that train that everybody loved, Twister?
We missed that train.
Cal again.
No, it was as good as it gets that her shirt got wet and you saw her nipples.
Yeah,
Not
that was
Twister.
Yeah, that was not Twister.
No, I'm confused.
Bill Paxton did have some good nipples. Let's see. Dev, he had Weird Science at 5.
Weird.
True
Science.
Lies. He was the car salesman. U-571, Apollo 13, and Twister. Honorable mention, Vertical Limit, Tombstone, The Greatest Game Ever Played, Commando, and Stripes. I almost put Commando in because it was a great film.
Yeah, it wasn't a great film. But I don't know how to take Dev's lists. Half of them are terrible and half of them are good.
Yeah. Kind of like Dev.
Just don't ask him about the electoral.
Number 1, Fan Doug. Number 5, Fresno is a miniseries parodying
parodying
shows like Dallas and Dynasty.
Okay.
I remember that when it aired. I didn't remember Bill Paxton being in it.
4 was Aliens. 3, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's just using that.
Yeah, I would have put Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on if I wasn't doing just movies.
Number 2, True Lies. And number 1, Edge of Tomorrow. You were like, Edge?
Yeah.
From Besotted Geek. Number 5, Independence Day. Number 4, Spaceballs. Number 3, Near Dark. Number 2, Weird Science. Number 1, Aliens. Sorry, couldn't come up with 5. I threw some Bill Pullman in there.
I almost did the same. I can't fault anyone for that. But no Serpent in the Rainbow? If you're throwing Bill Pullman in there, throw Serpent in the Rainbow.
Yeah.
No one should ever throw that in. Let's see here.
Don't let them bury me. I'm not dead.
I'm not dead yet.
Just to let you know, in Commando, he was a small role in that.
He was a soldier, I think
Yes.
was it.
Let's see here. And that was about it. So there you go. There's your top 5. Would you guys like to do box office news real quick?
Some films made money. Lego Batman isn't number 1 anymore, and Logan opens this weekend.
Well, there goes my segment.
I was about to say.
Well, we're over 2 hours. I don't know if you want to do the whole segment.
Okay, so thanks for listening.
Next week, you just do the whole fucking thing.
I don't want to do the whole
There
thing.
you go.
Next week, rumor has it the 365 chaps are going to show up.
Rumor has it, huh?
Yeah, rumor has it.
In both.
Both of them.
In both.
What's that?
Both.
I don't know what that means.
In
Anyways,
voice?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Not in person.
No, not in person.
Oh.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
Bad
I don't
idea
know.
of the week. Number 560. Having Warren Beatty present at an Oscar.
It wasn't Warren Beatty's fault.
I know, but we're going to blame him.
No, I'm going to say he's partly to blame.
He should blame
When you
Faye
walk-
Dunaway.
when you
She
walk out
grabbed
on
it of his
stage-
hand and said she's the one that blurted out
She
loud.
didn't grab it out of his hand. He gave it to her. He showed it to her. See what thing?
Faye Dunaway is blaming Warren Beatty because I guess they don't get along. And like her interview, she's like, he gave me it and like made me want to read it, I guess, and blah blah blah. Like going on, it's like, oh,
I think he was questioning, is this right? And she read it out.
She's
but
like, yeah.
apparently, on the front of the envelope, it says the best actress in lead role.
yeah.
Like
But
they
said
showed
they
a close up
changed
of it.
because usually it's a gold envelope with a red lettering. This year it's a red envelope with a very tiny font gold lettering.
Yeah.
So they said they couldn't do it. They couldn't figure. It was a little
read it.
confusing. Yeah.
I suppose he was too blind, but I'm like, if you, as a presenter, when you take the role as a presenter, you make sure you got the right envelope.
Jimmy Kimmel still had the best line though. What did you do, Warren?
I liked, when everyone was blaming Steve Harvey for it.
Yeah. There's some good memes coming out of this. I expect to have a lot of memes in the next couple weeks.
So everybody, thanks for listening to the Bizarro Hobie.
Or where M. Night Shyamalan tweeted, I wrote the ending for it.
You know, the funny thing is I tweeted Jeff Morris that right before.
You know, M. Night Shyamalan gets one movie that puts him back on the map for good stuff, and he's going to his head.
He thinks he can be funny again.
He can be funny again, exactly.
There you go. There's your bad idea. Thanks for listening. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history of not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad.